Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. The Cincinnati Reds saw their three-game win streak come to an end last night in Queens. Redlegs fell to the Mets 4-2 in the finale of a three-game set. Cincinnati's 3 games above 500, 5 games back of the Brewers for the top spot in the NL Central. Redlegs are home Friday, hosting the Braves, off on Thursday. As for the Guardians, Cleveland put a halt to a 2-game slide Wednesday, beating the Nationals 3-2. Guardians also off Thursday. They'll host the Red Sox Friday. In the NHL last night, the Hurricanes took a 3-1 lead on the Canadiens with a 4-0 shutout win in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Carolina's going to host Game 5 Friday, and we're 100 days away from Ohio State and Ball State. Buckeyes will host the Cardinals at 12:30 on Saturday, September 5th. On Wednesday, the Big Ten announced the first 3 weeks of college football kickoff times that included Ohio State's home opener. Buckeyes will also hold homecoming Saturday, October 10th against the Maryland Terrapins. You'll be able to hear that game and every Ohio State football game this fall right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
I'm talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy Austin Ward. My good buddy Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Tom Barry here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then
it's a rundown.
And then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only 2 guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live on a Thursday edition of the program. Bo and the boys with you for the next 3. We will hit that mailbag at 10 o'clock, another robust version from you all. We will get to those questions coming up at 10 o'clock. Tim May on a Thursday this week. Mr. Feinbaum was a little busy all week long, and so he'll be with us tomorrow at 10:30. Paul will join us tomorrow at 10:30. Tim will join us today at 10:30. So they swap. Jake Trotter is going to join us today at 11:30. He's in Oklahoma City, the hometown, covering the NCAA softball championship. So he's down there, and he'll join us from there coming up at 11:30. By the way, wasn't intending to lead with this, but did you guys see Feinbaum's setup? Have you seen this down there?
In Destin? No.
That's right. Yeah.
Looking a lot like the Big Ten.
I'm telling you, man. That's living. I mean, what do we got to do to get that? What throw some respect on the name. What do we got to do to get a beachside set to do the show for a week of just, and by the way, just selfishly speaking, take you behind the curtains, just free content. You don't got to come up with segments. They just give you people.
I guess the closest thing, the Big Ten would have to go back to Chicago for media days, and then we do it on the shores of Lake Michigan.
Is that it? Is that the one?
I guess out in Los Angeles.
That's there.
Texas not sending us there.
No. The top men are not sending us to L.A., but, I mean, so drivable. Yeah, I guess that would be it. I guess you would do Chicago, Michigan Avenue. You could do, like, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, but I'd hate to give them any of my commerce. You could do Cedar Point.
There you go.
Get Ryan Day on some coasters.
Buckeye Lake.
Stay at the Breakers. Buckeye Lake. We don't have a resort.
Put-in Bay if you want to fight some people.
Maybe, Bo, when they send us out to Vegas for Three's Hall of Fame induction, they'll just put us poolside.
Poolside
that's the
for Three's
closest
Hall
we
of Fame.
could get. Poolside in Vegas has got to be good.
Yeah, that would be good. French Lick. That French Lick Resort, you could go there, have the background with the golf in the background. Is that kind of, I mean, what gives you, because here's the thing about the Destin setup is it's relatively drivable for everybody who covers that conference. And then Paul's the king of the people who cover that conference. And so he's kind of Lord of the idiots, and he gets to be, he's the big guy. But then they just bring him to his set, one after another, all day long, and he's just sitting there on the beach doing a show. I'm incredibly envious of that. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a series of activities, and I want you to identify or give me your best guess on what you think this is all about. Are you ready?
Go.
Track and field, arts and crafts, minor league baseball game, goat yoga.
All things you can do on a Saturday in Columbus.
True. That's fair.
Especially in the summer. Actually, Saturday and Sundays starting last weekend. All of that's available for you in the capital city of Ohio and probably Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Please tell me these are things on your summer schedule.
Do I look like a goat yoga guy? I can't stand goats.
I mean, I don't know what you do out in Montana growing up. I'm not sure.
Goat yoga? One of these days.
It originated in Missoula.
I'm going to tell you this.
Famously.
Uncle Gerald wasn't doing no goat yoga. I'll tell you that right now.
Not even in the peyote van?
No, well, that's Uncle Tom was in the peyote
okay.
tent, the teepee, peyote teepee for Uncle Tom. Uncle Gerald neither were doing goat yoga. Uncle Tom maybe would do some goat yoga. In fact, I think his daughter now is a yoga instructor at the Paws Up Resort outside of Missoula. So she's like a health and wellness coach.
Okay.
His granddaughter is. And so maybe he would do some goat yoga. Uncle Gerald's not doing goat yoga. The only goat yoga he's doing is navigating a can of Olympia from his hand to his mouth. That's it, while watching soap operas driving a combine. No, those are all activities that my kids are doing in their last week of school. That's all the last week of school.
Who's bringing the goats to school?
Beamsy's got goat yoga today.
Who's cleaning up after
How
the
much
goats?
did that cost the taxpayers?
Oh, we're not worried about that. What's to see? Nothing to see here. My guess is it's some sort of voluntary. I don't know. These are all things that they're doing in the last week of school. Now, I've lamented this before. It feels like the second to last week of school is actually the last week of school. And the last week of school, now I have an 8th grader, a 6th grader, and a 4th grader, is just utter nonsense. I asked Boots, I said, what are you doing today? He goes, we're going to watch a couple of movies and we have arts and crafts, and I think we have 3 recesses. Okay.
3?
3 recesses today for the 4th grader. Beamsy, what are you doing today? Goat yoga. And then he goes, Dad, I don't know what we're doing with the other 8 hours. And I said, it beats me, bud. I don't know either. Went to minor league baseball game on Monday, and then field day. They've all had field day. Now, we used to, like the last day of school back in my day was a nothing day, and I'm sure it was for you guys too. Like you just pack up your desk, you get your stuff in order, say goodbye to everybody, kind of screw around, and that's kind of it. But I don't remember it for a week. And so then my question every year, and I don't know why I don't remember this, this is when I should take vacation. I should pull them out right now before I get bombed by summer costs and expenses on flights and hotels and everything else. Before I get bombed with all of that, do it right now. They're not doing anything. They're doing nothing. Reese, you're younger than Bake and I. Did you have a week of nonsense?
I wouldn't say a week, a couple days maybe. Like a Monday, Tuesday, wrap things, exams, final projects, presentations. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nonsense.
A couple days of nonsense.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like a full week is.
It's nonsense.
Yeah.
We still got a whole nother day tomorrow. They got a Kona ice truck coming. One of them's got a Kona ice truck. Doing goat yoga, Kona ice truck. Yesterday, my wife organized something for the 4th graders where they played wiffle ball. What'd they do? They did wiffle ball, volleyball, had Kona ice, some sort of ice cream truck. I don't even know. Oh, my God, I forgot this. Think about, all right, so my wife and a couple other moms organized this thing. So she's walking out with a case of water. She's got all this stuff that didn't get used, and so she's bringing it back. Her and the other moms are bringing it to the car. There's a gentleman there, and she says, sir, would you mind giving us a hand with this? And he goes, yeah, I'm not leaving yet. Like, refused to help. So my wife goes, excuse me? And he goes, yeah, I'm not leaving yet. I can't help. So this is 4 or 5 moms are hauling cases of water from a field to the parking lot to go in the back of vehicles, SUVs. What type of man are you to say no to that? And then, what is the wife of the man thinking when he slunks back to her and says, yeah, I decided not to help the women out?
I'm
when they
pretty
ask.
sure she's used to it.
He's just got to suck, right?
Yeah, she's
Like
probably
just
got to
an
know.
all-time suck.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine doing that as grown men? If my boys said no, grounded. If like a mom asked them for help and they said no, I'm not going that way. Well, you're going that way now. You're going that way now, and then you come back. You have these things called feet. You walk there, then you walk back. Yeah. So this is the last week. To sum up, I think the ideal scenario would be, and I think this would make all of the children very happy, is instead of doing nonsense the last week, a glorified daycare, just shut it down.
Yes, trim the fat.
Say, enjoy you in the summer, boys. We'll see you on down the road. Especially for the younger grades. I'm sure high school kids are doing, I don't know if they're doing stuff either. All of my buddies who have like high school kids, like they're doing senior skips and all of them have already graduated. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, I don't think, because my buddy has a couple high school age kids, and I don't think they've done anything for 2 weeks now.
Yeah. What is a fair punishment for the guy who said no? Do you think I should confront this guy?
I was trying to think of what it was called the other day, where in the town square of olden times, they'd put like the head and the hands in like a wooden
we guillotined
thing.
him?
No, not guillotine, but the head and the hands
observation?
would go into a wooden apparatus. And again, I can't think of the name. And people would throw produce at them.
I'm in for that.
So a public, I guess you're not going to flog the person, but you're going to throw like cabbage and tomatoes at them.
I like that
And they can
idea.
do nothing about it.
By the way, Reese, that is something that's not used enough, that apparatus. We need to bring that back. Public shaming in a wooden apparatus for misbehavior. I wonder if I can track one of those down.
I think like there's the zoo has one. Like you take pictures with it. Like the zoo, Cedar Point, you can go just saw it down real quick and take it with you.
But if you go to Shawshank and Mansfield, they got one of those.
So a pillory?
Sold.
My guess is you've got high schools around that have wood shop. I know I did wood shop in high school. I made a dope cutting board. You could have that be a project.
What was the name of that again, Reese?
Pillory.
Sold. A pillory. That's what I want to do to this
It's not
guy.
going to necessarily hurt. It's just a shame.
Bo,
He needs to be shamed.
For $18, you can buy one on Amazon
Done.
now.
Done. I'll do it in the break. It'll be here by this afternoon. Lots to get to on the program. Another bill from Congress, this time Senate. People think it has teeth to it. There's a couple of big problems I have with it that I think are going to make it get held up in courts. But we'll get into that. Greg Sankey with some bold claims from the Southeast as well. Take you around the sports world. Some observations from Browns OTAs number 5 yesterday we'll share as well. We're off and running on a Thursday. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic. Oh, yes. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
At Babs R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement. As the Midwest's fastest growing 5-star bathroom remodeler, we're more than just transformations. We're a community driven by a mission to bring your dreams to life. Our installation team, part of the Babs R Us community, isn't just skilled. They're dedicated to respecting your home. Each day, they bring craftsmanship and hustle, turning your dream space, no matter the size, into reality. Together, we embrace a culture that values diversity, collaboration, and giving back. From supporting local projects to fostering a workplace where every voice is valued, Babs R Us is more than a company. It's a community of experts. We're also expanding locations to create more possibilities for homeowners across the Midwest. Wherever you are, you'll find us ready to turn your dreams into something you can see, feel, and enjoy every day. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BAB to schedule your free estimate, or go to babsrus.com. Babs R Us, where dreams soak in.
This is possibly the biggest Honda sale in Ohio.
Lindsay Honda's Trade-a-thon is on. Trade your car, truck, boat, or even motorcycle now. Drive a gas-sipping new 2026 Civic Hatchback Hybrid Sport Touring. A very low $279 a month. Or a new 2026 CRV Hybrid Trail Sport all-wheel drive. Just $369 a month. Do you want more for your trade? See Lindsay Honda now.
Trade-a-thon puts you in the driver's seat for less.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting "Hoo Day," the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit ProFootballHOF.com and plan your visit today.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Planning to buy a home in 2026? Not sure where to start? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency can help. With a step-by-step homebuyer's guide and financial tools, the Ohio Housing Finance Agency can make homeownership part of your future. Eligible homebuyers may qualify for down payment assistance and reduced mortgage interest rates. To see if you qualify and to find a mortgage lender, visit myohiohome.org.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Common Man and Timmy are putting together a hangout at the radio station for a small amount of listeners. Pizza will be involved. Ping pong, too. Lots of inappropriate conversation. And don't forget, pin the tail on Teddy. Tell Man and Timmy why you're the perfect guest by emailing goodcleanboy@gmail.com.
Presented by Billiards Plus and sponsored by Paisano Peppers.
The event takes place Thursday, June 11th, and all email submissions must be in by June 1st. Enter today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful sunny day and much drier for us as temperatures get into the 70s all across the Buckeye State. Central and southern zones in the mid to upper 70s. And then for tonight, everybody turns mostly clear overnight with lows down into the 50s. For Friday, get ready to end the work week with even more sunshine in the forecast and highs getting in the mid to upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. The uncle you never knew you had. The friends you kind of wish you didn't. This is Bishop and Friends.
I've been all upside down all week for a bunch of reasons. Memorial Day came what feels to me like a week early. Understanding that it's always going to be the last Monday. I get that. So that part of it happened. But then if we're going to have Memorial Day, it feels like we should have the Memorial Tournament starting today. My kids, for the first time since they've been in school, are going to be done with school before the Memorial Tournament starts, which that's never happened before. And so there's that's a little bit backwards as well. But you just heard Meredith there in the weather, maybe for the best, because you're talking 2 inches of rain. If that would have happened and we're starting day one of the Memorial today, you're going to get some low scores in that sucker. That golf course would be ultra soft. It drains like a beast. There's no question, but holy smokes, 2 inches of rain on a Wednesday in late May does not feel normal at all. And I think you guys had this in here, record breaking, right? Was that the idea?
Yeah, 2.12 inches in Columbus yesterday. The old record was in 1991, 1.44. So over a half an inch of a record.
Yeah, that's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Are you guys with me on this just feeling off? Like not being out there?
Yeah, it's the
weird,
calendar
right?
all screwed up this year.
It is.
And I'm thrilled with the weather we're getting today, and it looks like it's going to be pretty nice for the weekend. But I was thinking, like, if we were getting rain for Thursday and Friday of next week, like, we're not out there. And I was telling somebody, like, being out at the Memorial for rounds 1 and 2 feels like recess.
So it does feel like recess. Remember last year we got jobbed. And we missed a day out there.
Well, you guys were out there and then came flying back to the studio.
That was not fun to make that trek.
Is that how it went? That we were out there and then had to come back? I thought we were out there one day and then we were out there Thursday and then Friday, right? Is that how it went?
Friday you were getting ready and the rain came and you guys came flying back here, I believe. I'm not sure.
I don't remember if I actually. I thought I got news. I think Reese did. I don't think I was out there yet. I think I got news and I just headed straight.
Because I love getting out there early just to walk the course.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I'm just looking at the 10-day right now.
Hell yeah.
You've got low to mid 70s and sunshine until next Friday.
Come on.
And then next Friday, 40% chance of rain.
In the afternoon, though. I didn't read it, but I'm just hoping.
The late, great Chris Bradley. Great man, 10 TV meteorologist. And I remember asking him on the 10-day. Now, the folks at 10 TV and weather aren't going to like me saying this, but no one's listening. I said, be honest, man. 10-day forecast, what are we doing? How far out, really? Less than 10.
We love a good projection model.
We love it. It's just a model. We're just following the model.
Following the model.
That's all we're doing. There's also a big misunderstanding about the percent. When you hear like 40% chance of rain, like, does that mean 40% chance that it's going to rain for you? Or does it mean 40% chance of the viewing area is getting rain?
I don't actually know. I always thought it was the area.
Yeah, I always thought it was like
40%.
40% chance of the forecast for Columbus, Ohio means 40% chance of rain. Like, not for you, but somebody out here is getting it.
It's always 50-50. It rains or it doesn't. That's rain.
That's
the
fair.
Viewing audience.
That's absolutely fair.
It's like 60% of the time it works every time.
All of a sudden it's Sex Panther. There's no difference. So we had boys had lacrosse, and then we had our high school team had lacrosse state playoffs last night, regional semifinals. They won. Good job out of them. And so after that, we got home, and everyone kind of scattered. It was around, I don't know, probably about 9 o'clock, somewhere in there. And I said, you know what? I was looking for something. I'm like, I'm going to watch this Eastern Conference final. Let's watch a little NHL. Let's see what's going on. I love that arena. I love the atmosphere. Love the crowd. Look everything about it. Rooting for the Canadians. Hoping for the best. I flip it on. It's 3-0, and I went, oh, maybe Bake's right. Maybe the Vegas Golden Knights are going to have their hands full with this Hurricanes team that they're going to see in the Stanley Cup final here in a couple of days. There's no way Montreal's coming back from this one. There's just no chance. These two teams on an entirely different level. You guys have this in the prep from the hockey news. The Canadians are the first team in NHL history to record less than 18 shots in 3 consecutive playoff games. These two teams, it's 3-1. I don't know if Montreal's going to win another game, Bake, and I think you said that earlier in the week.
I think I saw, too, that Carolina has more blocked shots in this series than Montreal has shots on goal, and everything seemed to be working for Montreal in these playoffs. It's just they're also the youngest team in the whole league, not just the playoffs. Yeah, the Canadians, they're the youngest team in the league, and there are levels to this. They got in last year. Now they've won a couple series this year. There are just levels to this, and Carolina's a team that has been here knocking on the door for a long, long time.
What is it, and maybe I'm prisoner of the moment of this, but these newer, and the Carolina Hurricanes aren't exactly new. They moved from Hartford a long, long time ago. They've already won a cup, right? One cup already?
Yeah, 06.
Okay, so they've already won one. It feels like they've been really good for 20 years. These newer places, and again, I guess I should rephrase this, non-original 6, would that be fair? So like most of the league, it feels like they have just hogged cups. When you think about Florida, you think about Carolina, you think about certainly Anaheim's won Cup. You think about San Jose. There's been so many of these newer ones that have won, and it's just like it's cool to see the Canadians in it. It's just been forever since we've seen these type of teams in it, and so to get a Vegas Golden Knight, Carolina Hurricane, I wonder how that's going to hit for general sports fan. I mean, how big are the fandoms in those markets? Obviously, Vegas is big, and I think Vegas has kind of become the glamour franchise in the league. It's kind of my perception of it. Carolina doesn't have that at all, but they have certainly an identity to them in a big way.
I'm guessing it doesn't hit.
They're all on ABC, right?
The Stanley Cup Finals,
Yeah.
I think they are.
That might be the chance where you get people parachuting in if they're just scrolling about. But that's a tough ask, especially with so much goat yoga going on the weekends.
So many options.
Yeah.
Don't know if we'll have time. Here's yeah, I mean, you got last 20 years. I mean, you can go back 20 years to 2006. That's the last time the Canes won it. So it's Carolina, Anaheim. So you keep the tab, traditional, non-traditional. So Carolina, Anaheim, non-traditional. Then it goes Detroit, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Boston, Kings, Blackhawks, Kings, Blackhawks. Oh, boy. Well, they had it. That's the glory years right there. That's from 2008 to 2017. It's Blackhawks, Bruins, Kings, Pens. That's big time. Big time stuff there. Then you get a couple of Tampa Bays in recent years since 2020, 2 Tampa Bays, 1 Colorado, a Vegas, and then the back-to-back from Florida. So there was a 10-year stretch there where it was either original 6 or feels like original 6. I mean, the Pens feel like original 6-ish, and the Kings kind of do too. They've been around a long, long time. So you had some pretty traditional things, and then 18 is the Caps with Ovechkin. So it's just been like the last decade or so where it's just been kind of some newer teams that have won it, and you're going to get another one of those by the time this thing comes to fruition, because I see no scenario how Montreal's coming back from all of that.
Looks like you're getting a lot of TNT for the Stanley Cup final.
Is it?
So
okay.
HBO Max, maybe? That's not great.
So, Reese, where did you see that? Because I pulled up something and it says exclusively on ABC with streaming available on ESPN.
Oh.
Now, that could be wrong.
Well, I'll let you guys sort that out. In the meantime, the Senate is going to try to sort out college athletics. And people think that this has some teeth to it. There's a couple of issues that I have with it. It is bipartisan. That always is going to help. It is in the Senate. That's always going to help. But how do you apply any of this stuff? We'll get to the nuts and bolts and what you need to know coming up in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Matty Ice here. Are you ready to upgrade your ride this May? McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion is having a huge Silverado 1500 sale all month long. That's right. During the month of May, you can save up to $14,000 off a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 or lease one for as low as $364 a month. But hurry, this deal ends soon. You must take delivery by June 1st, 2026. See dealer for details. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit them at McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
As the saying goes, trust is earned, never given. When it comes to your roof, who you trust truly matters. At Newman Roofing, we're more than just a business. We're a local, family-owned company built on honesty, integrity, and hard work. From the very beginning, these core values have shaped the way we do business, ensuring a customer experience that's second to none. Our dedication to quality has earned us the trust of thousands of homeowners across Central Ohio. At Newman Roofing, excellence isn't just a word, it's our promise to you. From the moment we step foot on your doorstep to the final handshake, we strive to deliver an experience that keeps you calling back for more. Whether you need a roof repair or a full replacement, our team at Newman Roofing is here to protect what matters most. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. So give us a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward, and wouldn't this sound nice? Reduced joint pain, improved libido, restful sleep, and lower anxiety. Weight loss may be the goal, but the added benefits by doing it with Awaken 180 are endless. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Get Eco.
ECO. When your drain is clogged, our drain team will clear it for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it will stay clear for at least a year, or we'll clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Go to geteco.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
What's up? What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Apex Pros. The pros who knows.
All right, here's what's up on a Thursday edition of the program. They have some legislation, kids. It's called the Protect College Sports Act. It was introduced yesterday after months of negotiation. It is bipartisan. Republican Ted Cruz, Democrat Maria Cantwell. They would provide the NCAA with an antitrust exemption. Folks, this is what the NCAA has wanted forever. The idea here is to enforce several rules that have been challenged in court in recent years. So this is a get-out-of-jail-free card for the NCAA. Here are the things that the bill would propose. Here are the rules. It would limit athletes to transferring schools only one time without penalty. Should we be ombudsman on this as we go through every one of these, or should we wait to the end?
We do one at a time.
Okay. Limiting athletes transferring schools only one time without penalty. This is why this would end up in court. Well, what about coaches? Can a coach only leave for a job once? Here's another one. Can a student only transfer once? If the answer to that is something other than coinciding with this, you're going to end up in court. All right, number 2, limiting athlete eligibility to a maximum of 5 years. That one I think is doable. I think that one's doable, and I think that one you can avoid litigation if you're completely black and white with it.
No exceptions.
No exceptions. No religious exceptions. No feel-good stories exceptions. Nothing. And that's kind of ruthless. But I think if you want to have something that is ironclad, you got to be a little ruthless. Now, the guy that you brought up, Bake, who his life was off the rails and he figured out at 28, this wouldn't impact him at all because this is an age restriction. It's 5 years to play 5. So at 28, he could do it, and he could play 5 years of college athletics at that point, if that happens.
But once you start, the clock is ticking.
Clock's on, yeah. Okay. Prohibiting former professional athletes from playing in college. This one is just loaded with ambiguity. What constitutes a professional athlete?
I mean, I think that's pretty simple. If you're getting paid to do it, you're out.
None of this is simple.
Okay, but what about the fact that NIL is legal in high school now? And they say that that's not pay for play, but we all know that it is. I mean, there's private schools in Northeast Ohio that are doing this already. Bigly. Public schools too, quite honestly. So how are you going to decide what's a professional athlete and what isn't? Are you going to say, well, if he signed a contract? Like, does high school NIL have a contract? Who's going to litigate this? Who's going to be the governing body of what's pro and what's not? Okay, next. Prohibiting schools from poaching a coach from another school during their sports season. So this is the Kiffin rule. You can't do this one unless you change the calendar to prohibit when somebody can move jobs. I mean, just think about this. Brett Vegan, let's use my guy at Montana State, Brett Vegan. He's the head coach at Montana State. They just won the national championship. His season goes into January, just like Division I. But the reason I don't want to use the Kiffin one is because that is going from, I mean, like going from like a Mercedes-Benz to a Ferrari, I guess, would be the kind of analogy there from Kiffin, because he's going from one SEC school to another. I'm talking about the guy who's at Montana State who wants to get the job at Washington. Okay? So you're going to tell somebody that you cannot improve your life, your family's life, if you are still working for the current team. Now, his salary at Montana State, I have no idea what it is. My hunch is it's around $500,000. His salary, let's say hypothetically, if he replaced Jed Fish at Washington, it'd be what, $5.5 million to start? And you're going to tell him he can't do that? And you're going to, because by the way, then Washington is never going to hire. I mean, essentially, it would give coaches, they'd be unfireable if you tried doing this. Or they wouldn't be able to recruit. The people who put that part in there have no idea what the calendar is in college sports at the moment. None. The bill would give the NCAA and College Sports Commission legal to cover and enforce a spending cap for how much each school can pay its athletes. Good luck with enforcement. Senator Cantwell says the bill also includes several provisions designed to prevent schools from eliminating roster spots and scholarship opportunities for women and Olympic sports athletes. Here's the quote: "We're trying to rein in the chaos and give more predictability while doing everything we can to still protect the entire ecosystem for women and Olympic athletes. The bill notably does not address whether college athletes should be considered employees of their school. The NCAA has asked Congress to prohibit athletes from being employees, a classification that would make it possible for athletes to form a union and bargain for additional rights. Senator Cruz previously told ESPN that banning employee status was absolutely critical to building a sustainable future for college sports. It's not critical at all." The second to last sentence I read, as I've said for, 15 years, would really solve all of it. It would. If you just made them employees, then you could have rules of engagement, you could collectively bargain, and you'd have an ability to stay out of the courts. I don't mean to be cynical on this, but I naturally am, just because we've done this for so long and we've had so many iterations of this type of thing. This may have some legs. There are people that really want this to have legs. It's hard for me to imagine a scenario where it becomes the law of the land and that it's enforceable.
Trying to glasses half full this, it's
Go ahead.
More conversation about things you can actually enforce and rules you can actually make that are enforceable or that more people are getting behind. Like as the volume gets turned up nationally with college athletics, the idea that we're at least throwing more things at the wall is, I think, good. Federal legislation, I'll keep going back to, is bad as it pertains, I should say, to college athletics. It should be the people involved in the sport making and enforcing the rules in the sport, not politicians, because our government has shown it's not great at anything.
There's a couple things here that kind of caught my attention. A cap on what they can pay the athletes. My stance on this hasn't changed. I don't think the schools should be paying the athletes anything. Like if we had true NIL and let these kids go, but the grown-ups in the room ruined this because they wanted to control everything. The coaches and the universities wanted to make sure, so they made collectives to give out in NIL deals rather than have true NIL. Like, hey, Jeremiah Smith, come drive this Riker truck and we'll pay you $1 million to do a commercial or two about it.
Yeah.
Hey, Julian Sayin, you like Subway. Come do some commercials. And I think that's one issue. I also think another issue in this is you say you want to preserve the smaller sports, the Olympic sports as they call them. You can just break football off from all of this and it would solve a lot of it.
That's another part. That's the other part of it. So to me, there's two ways forward that could be real and tangible. Number one, as I've said for years, professionalize, call it what it is, have unions, collectively bargain, contracts, all of it. The other thing is separate football and take football out of it. And everything else can be. Now, I don't know if do you have to do that with men's basketball too? See, men's basketball is self-sustaining, though, because of the NCAA tournament. It is self-sustaining in that sense. You could, they have already greenlit, $22 million? You could use that as your payroll for those sports. The problem with NIL is there is no way to put that genie back in the bottle. There is no way. Now that, this is happening. Kids are saying, I need $100,000 to do a visit. Well, that's not NIL. That's a bribe, is what that is.
See you later.
Yeah, but
they're not going to.
You're willing to do that, and people at Ohio State are willing to do that, but Texas Tech's not doing that. Miami's not doing that. SMU's probably not. There's a bunch that say, no, yeah, if that's what it takes. We got the pockets for it. This isn't NIL at all. But they opened the floodgates on all this stuff at the same time, and the kids have all the power right now with all of it because there is no law to it, and we're so damn greedy in this sport that we've just let it all go to hell. But I don't think there's any putting that genie back in the bottle of NIL. That's going to be pay for play until you call them professional athletes. Most kids playing college, remember Threes with this? Reese, I don't know if you remember this or not. Threes and I talked about, this was years ago, we were talking about like NFL players who actually have endorsements. It's a tiny list. It's a tiny list. Most NFL players, like let's say you're a Nike guy, you don't get like money to wear Nike. You get what amounts to a Nike account. And here's all of the stuff that you can get for free, and you have an allowance that you can go on their site and you can get all this stuff for free. That's what most of the NFL is. There's maybe 15 guys in the league who have real endorsements, maybe 20. There's 20 kids at Ohio State on the football team that have NIL for name, image, and likeness. It's pay for play disguised as NIL, and they can't put that back.
I'm just looking at the rules, including but not limited to, on the Protect College Sports Act, and it's like LSU's broken all of them in the last month.
Yes. And I think the enforcement's borderline impossible, guys.
Bo, what you just said about NFL and deals, that's probably because these companies realized they're not really getting a return on their investment with this stuff.
Exactly.
So I know we've said this for a while about a course correction. There's got to be one eventually because the money's got to dry up at some point.
It's going to have to come with that part of it, the NIL part of it, it's going to have to come from boosters who are sick or giving money for not getting their return. That's what it's going to take, or get bored with it, and then somebody else just starts to do it. But that thing ain't changing. We'll continue with this. Also, some observations from Brown's Day 5 OTA. 6 touchdowns, kids. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
All right, if you're planning that summer road trip, before you load up and hit the highway, make sure your vehicle is ready for that journey. At your main Honda of Dublin, you can count on same-day service to get you road trip ready. From oil changes to inspections, it's quick, easy, and done right. So you can drive with confidence wherever the summer takes you. No stress, no delays, just smooth sailing. Stop by Germain Honda of Dublin, just south of 270 on Sawmill Road, or schedule your service anytime at germainhondaofdublin.com.
Our double hung is as good as it gets. There's something really simple. It's called an interlock. We interlock our windows. The interlock is the absolute best way to alleviate air infiltration. With the interlock, it's harder to break into. When you interlock the sashes, it makes a better window. It's just a darn good window, and we're very proud of it.
Call Rizzotti today at 777-4806.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
That's the sound of Ellie De La Cruz stealing third. That's the sound of you stealing third. Right now at UDF, buy any 2 bottled beverages and get the third one free with Ellie Steals Third. Now at United Dairy Farmers. Some restrictions may apply.
Did your HVAC struggle through this rough winter? When it comes to your home comfort, trust the local experts at Columbus Worthington Air. Right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with our trade-in allowance program. At CWA, we treat your home like it's our own with safe, reliable service backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus, Worthington Air, and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit CWAOhio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Not all dental practices are the same. Most do a little bit of everything.
Primarily maintenance and teeth cleanings.
But where do you go when you need serious restoration? Who can give you a brand new smile that's comfortable?
At Runyon Dental Group, we are trained experts in restorative dentistry.
Restoration is all we do.
We can give you a gorgeous, new, comfortable, healthy smile. No matter what the condition of your teeth.
Even if you have no teeth, and we can do it comfortably.
Runyon Dental Group.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits. Your favorite fan shows are available as a podcast. What a concept! And don't miss exclusive podcast content like Austin and Byrne. Listen on your schedule from anywhere in the world. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
If you say something with enough confidence, it must be true. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Listen, kids, it's your Uncle Bo here. One of the things I live my life by is a man's got to know his limitations. And when you've been around a while, there are a few things that you do know. For example, I like to think I know a little bit about radio. What I don't know anything about is pest control. Not ants, not termites. When you understand your limitations, this is where my friends at Rose Pest Solutions come in, because they got 165 years of experience. They've mastered their craft. The nation's oldest family-owned pest control company, the pros from Rose protect Columbus homes and businesses, expert pest prevention and treatment. You got a pest problem? They're your answer. They're the solution. 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com. That's 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com. Paris Campbell retiring. Just saw this in the last couple of minutes, retiring from the National Football League. I would not have had that he only had one healthy season in his career. But really, that's it. He played 7 games as a rookie. He only played 2 in his second year with Indy. He only played 6 his third. He played a full season in his 4th year in the league. It was 63 receptions, 623 yards, just 10 yards a reception. So the injuries just got him. He played 12 with the Giants in 2023, just 5 games last year in Philly, and then 2 years ago in Philly, and just 1 game last year for Dallas. Did not record a catch in that. Just a stud Ohioan. Incredible. I remember seeing him at the state track meet and thinking you were going to get him. And didn't he come here early? He was really young, wasn't he? Wasn't he like a 17-year-old?
He might have been younger. Might have enrolled early.
He had to have, because guys, he's 28 now, and he had 7 seasons in the NFL. And he's only 28 years old. So yeah, he had to come here pretty early.
I always just remember After LeBron went through Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary, you always kind of, kids from there always kind of caught your eye, and that's where he played.
Yeah.
And I believe he was a finalist for Mr. Football, and he was a running back in high school. When he came here, and they're like, oh, he's going to play receiver, and you always wonder how that's going to work out. And it was kind of a slow start for Paris here at Ohio State, but I will always remember, I believe it was that 2018 Michigan game, where he just went off, just ran all over the Wolverines and torched them.
He was part of some state championship football teams at St. Vincent St. Mary, was he not? Wasn't Duran Grant on those teams
12
too?
and 13. St. Vincent St. Mary went back-to-back. He had 1,500 yards his senior season in 2013.
Yeah, there you go.
There was a linebacker from there, too, I believe, on those teams that came to Ohio State.
Am I making it up, or was Duran Grant on those teams?
I think he
too?
was, yeah. I believe he was.
Yeah. And then they kind of got St. Vincent St. Mary got kind of course corrected by Hoban a little bit. And they haven't been what they were. They had that little run with football where they were winning a couple state titles. So great Ohioan, though. Great Buckeye, and a career that just unfortunately was kind of ravaged by injury. The Browns held their 5th OTA yesterday, where they're spinning it around. It's important to know that Myles Garrett isn't there. Denzel Ward is not there. Grant Delpit is there but not participating. So in terms of like the defensive guys, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. There's probably a couple more that I'm not thinking of right now that aren't there. So I'm saying all that to say that if the offense wasn't having its day, you'd have a problem on your hands. The offense had a day yesterday. You guys asked the question, did Deshaun Watson really throw 6 touchdowns? Yeah, he did. I think the two biggest differentiators from, and this is OTA stuff, so you don't need to run crazy with it, but the two biggest differentiators, noticeable things that I've seen with this version of the Cleveland Browns versus last year's version of the Cleveland Browns, the number one things that jumps out is this team offensively is fast and has weapons. So you could say, I think with a straight face, without orange and brown colored glasses, that the Browns now have 4 first-round pick wide receivers. Because Denzel Boston should have been a first-round pick.
That's fair.
He's probably been the most impressive guy all spring. Regardless of rookie, veteran, I mean, he looks like a dude. So you got him. You got Casey Concepcion, who is lightning fast and caught everything yesterday and gets separation immediately. You have Jerry Jeudy. And then really, Isaiah Bond is probably a first-round talent as well. So those 4 weapons. By the way, the offense, Harold Fannin did not participate yesterday, and he's going to be a massive weapon for them. So that's the first thing I would say that would jump out. The next thing that I would say that would jump out is the biggest difference between this offense and last, and some of this could be because of what I just talked about with the weapons. They are throwing the ball down the field, boys. Down. It's second, third level stuff. And it's almost like if they can't hit one of those and one of the quarterbacks has to check it down, it's like, ugh. Like they want to hit the big plays. So those are the two things that are most noticeable for me so far in OTAs.
And I
about
think
halfway
just
through.
Following everything from those who were in attendance in Berea and who have just kind of watched how this is materialized over the last couple of months is, you know, it's such a stark difference in the quarterback play. And where you don't have... It feels like more people are comfortable saying Shedeur could actually be a starter in this offense because of the way he's progressed as a quarterback. And that wasn't the case last year. You had a kind of a mess in a quarterback room, and now even with Deshaun Watson's health, there's a lot more confidence in the guys that you have out there. Now, it's OTAs, so all of it's with the largest grain of salt as humanly possible. And also why I lament Myles not being there, because I just think there's nothing like staring down 95 if you're a quarterback. But with all that being said, and I love a good OTA passing chart, so inject that right into my veins. Weird place of, okay, maybe this can be a competent Browns offense this year.
It'll be more dangerous.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. They have weapons.
And that's a job.
The hope.
That's a job to the Andrew Berry and the talent he's acquired.
Yeah. Offensively, they got weapons. They really didn't have weapons last year. Nothing that you were fearful of.
Because we haven't even mentioned Quinshon Judkins.
And he looks great. Q looks great. My hunch is he was going to trade to number 1, and then he realized that he had to buy all the number 10s that are in the market and said, yeah, I think I'm just going to wear 10.
How many do you think are out there?
Lots.
Because Ohio probably gobbled up a lot of them.
Yeah. So just think like how many 12s Shedeur had to buy. Because there was a lot more of those. And he had to buy them all to go to 2. So you got to write a big check for that. Go ahead, Bake, real quick.
Maybe Shedeur just, had him take the 1 off.
Just have it off center.
Yeah.
Just off center, too. Doesn't that work?
Sell it at 50% off.
We'll open up that mailbag coming up next. Tim May in about 34 minutes from now. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, or struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
It's Cinco de Monzo at Hothead Burritos, and the Hothead Scratch and Win is back. Every single card's a winner with tons of free stuff, including free burritos for a year and even a grand prize Caribbean trip. Get scratching at Hothead Burritos.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Bring your landscape back to life with an unbeatable deal from Ohio Mulch. 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. You choose from absolute black, brown, or red to make your flowers pop and your curb appeal shine. Whether you're refreshing flower beds or finishing up that weekend project, Ohio Mulch, they have everything you need to make it look like a pro did it.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Hey, Columbus, buy a new Ford at the same price of Ford employee pays. No markup, no haggling. Right now, Capital Ford of Columbus, get employee pricing on F-150s, Super Duties, Explorers, Mustangs, and more. Thousands in savings. This deal ends soon. Come to Capital Ford today, priced for you.
Welcome back to What Is That Thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, Doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pump pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says some pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Right now, get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucson SE. 0%, plus make no payments for 90 days. Columbus or Dublin or GLakeSunday.com. With approved credit, not all will qualify. N61.
Maybe it was a family vacation or a school field trip. But there you were, standing in awe at a national park. We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation, gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Today, tomorrow, forever. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
I take care of the kids, my dad, things at work, but I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression. Go to mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Day off for both Ohio baseball teams. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Nationals 3-2 Wednesday. They currently lead the White Sox by 3.5 games in the AL Central. Cleveland's going to host Boston Friday to begin a weekend series with the Red Sox. As for the Cincinnati Reds, a 4-2 loss last night to the Mets has them 5 games back of the Brewers for the top spot in the NL Central. Cincinnati's home Friday hosting the Braves. In the NHL, the Hurricanes are 1 game closer to the Stanley Cup final. Carolina shut out Montreal 4-0 to take a 3-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. And we're 100 days away from Ohio State and Ball State. Buckeyes are going to host the Cardinals 12:30 Saturday, September 5th. That game's going to be televised on the Big Ten Network. On Wednesday, the Big Ten announced the first 3 weeks of college football kickoff times. That includes Ohio State's home opener. Buckeyes are also going to hold homecoming Saturday, October 10th against the Maryland Terrapins. Tim Mays put more eyes on OSU football than anyone. He'll join Bo Bishop coming up right here in 30 minutes on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Our top men are working on everything except this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour on a Thursday edition. Tim May in 28 minutes. Time to open up that mailbag. Hit it, fellas.
Our comment box is always open. Any feedback is mostly appreciated.
The mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more. And you got to get it up. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in. Again.
Bishop and Friends present emails.
Another robust mailbag. Newman would be sweating delivering all these. Let's start with this one from Connor, who writes, "Good morning, Uncle Bo. Last Friday, Bone and Tyvus were talking about the 2026 Heisman odds and the fact that The Ohio State has elite players all over the field complimenting each other, i.e. Julian and Jeremiah, which got me thinking, will we look back after Jeremiah's tenure at Ohio State and think that he underperformed? No doubt he probably will go down as the best wide receiver in college football and probably one of the best in the NFL. But while he still has amazing stats every year, they're not that different from, say, a Mekhi Lemon from last year. And I understand there's other talented offensive players on this roster every year, but for Jeremiah to be dominant as he is and fast with elite catching ability, it's a shame he probably won't get that one-of-one season with like 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. I just think we will look back and say he could have done so much more, but always love the show. It's one of the best sports shows I've ever Great insight, and thank you. I appreciate that, Connor. All right. This is a hell of a question because I think that what Jeremiah cares most about is winning a national championship. I know what Ryan Day cares most about is winning a national championship, beating Michigan, of course. Those two things, I don't think, align necessarily with individual accolades. Why, you ask? Well, because you need Jeremiah Smith healthy in December. And so you can't really stat pad with him the way that you would if you were competitive in every single game. The last wide receiver to win the Heisman was Devonta Smith, right? Devonta Smith won the Heisman because Jalen Waddle got hurt. And he was necessary for Alabama to have the season they had. They had to throw it to Devonta a lot. And that's how he put up the numbers and ended up winning the Heisman. So I do think that it is more likely than not that Jeremiah Smith ends up kind of being like Adrian Peterson or Julio Jones, in that you look back and go, God, this guy was the best player in the sport. Calvin Johnson, even at Georgia Tech. This guy was the best player in the sport. He didn't win a Heisman. Now, Jeremiah's got accolades. He's a first-team All-American already twice, so he's got that. He's got those things. But if you're thinking about like a record-setting, 1,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, like the type of stuff that you do on the video game, that's probably not in the cards for him because that's not what's most important to him or to Ohio State.
And I also think that when we look back on it, you're not going to remember the stat accumulations too much. I think you're just going to remember the moments, like the college football playoff in 2024. I mean, he was dealing with something the latter part of last season, and really the offensive attack from his freshman year to sophomore year, I would say were wildly different for Ohio State. But it goes back to your point of Ryan Day wasn't interested in getting guys a certain amount of catches, a certain amount of yards. He's interested in getting to the college football playoff and keeping guys ready and raring to go for that.
So I just did a quick comparison to Jeremiah's stats compared to Marvin Harrison Jr.'s. Now, Marvin didn't play much as a freshman, but his sophomore year, 77 catches, 1,263 yards, and 14 touchdowns. His junior year, 67, 12, 11, and 14. So Jeremiah, in his first 2 years, 76 catches, 1,315 yards, and 15 touchdowns as a freshman. That was in 16 games. Last year in 13 games, 87 catches, 1,243 yards, and 12 touchdowns. I don't think anybody looks back at Marvin Harrison's career at Ohio State and says, man, there was a lot more left on the bone there. I think we all appreciate Marvin for what he was. And then the other point in this with Jeremiah is Ohio State's totally changed their offense the last 2 years.
You're right.
I don't think that's changing this year. They're not trying to play games where you're going to get a ton of yards or receiving for one player. They're trying to slow these things down and minimize stats. Yeah, quite frankly. So I don't think if Jeremiah doesn't have a major year, it's because of all the talent, because I don't think Ohio State's going to play more than 3 wide receivers most of the year like they did last year. I just think it's because they're slowing these games down.
It's funny when you did the Marvin Harrison thing. I think it also articulates like what is the minimum requirement for Jeremiah, because he's been sensational. I mean, he's already a 2-time first-team All-American. So he's going to join threes as a consensus 3-time first-team All-American if he just stays healthy. To give you a little bit of some context on the Devonta Smith Heisman year, and I do think that Jeremiah's got a hell of a shot at the Heisman. I do, because he's regarded as universally as the best player in football. So that's already there. And that's what our ballot says, Reese. Most outstanding player in the country. That's what it says. So he doesn't have to. The Devonta Smith season's nuts. It's 117 catches, 1856, and 23 touchdowns. He averaged 142 yards a game, 16 yards a catch for the number 1 team in the country that won the national title. So that type of season I don't think is required for Jeremiah, but if he gets 1,500 yards or somewhere thereabout, or even if he has 1,200 yards but he's got 20 touchdowns, that might just do it. But it's an interesting one, because I think you make the right point. Like, that's not what they're into.
By the way, Connor, every day, loyal listener in the YouTube chat, contributing over there at the YouTube chat for us.
It's a good man, and he's thorough. Here's one from Pam. Yay, Aviators. Writing to urge y'all to say very nice things about the great game our Aviators played on Saturday afternoon at historic Crew Stadium. I feel like they received little to no attention. Best regards, Pam, longtime listener, Grandview Heights. It's fair. It's fair. This is, when you do this job, that's the thing that is difficult, is what is something that the majority or most of the audience cares about? That's kind of what our job is. What is something that the majority of the audience cares about? And the job of the Aviators is to make sure that the majority of this town cares about them. I don't think they're there yet. Bake, did you end up going Saturday? You'd mentioned if the weather was nice, you might.
No, I did not end up going.
So Jalen Morton, Aviators quarterback, won their Offensive Player of the Week in the UFL, and he was my Player of the Week when we blitzed the weekend.
Yeah, good job.
He had 309 yards, and they are the most important thing for the Aviators was to be competitive at home. They're 3-1 at Historic Crew Stadium on the season, and so this has been great for them as a jumping-off point into next year. There's been some rather tough moments for this team this season. It is the first year and really what is an experimental spring league still.
Yeah.
So I think with everything that they've done this year, there's momentum to move them forward in the next season. But I think they were 0-5 on the road, maybe. So while it's great at home because that's where the majority of this audience will care about, can I go and see a great game at Historic Crew Stadium? You're probably not watching too much on TV, although they are on like Fox and ESPN.
Yeah, they're on
and some
broadcast.
Pretty big stations. This year was about just having something that you can look forward to next season. I think mission accomplished for them.
And I will say this for the Aviators. They got off to a slow start, which I think you would expect, especially when you lose the guy who was supposed to be your starting quarterback. Clayton Tune is a guy that signed an NFL contract. Now, he's not a starter in the NFL by any means, but he's an NFL backup, and that's big for that league, losing that guy. The only game they've really not been competitive in this year was their game against the DC Defenders, who were the defending champs. And also, the last game of the season for the Aviators is this Sunday. It's at home, 6 p.m., and I just saw that they're going to have a Ted Ginn Jr. bobblehead that night for the first 5,000 fans. And I'm not going to lie, this bobblehead might be one of the most real-looking bobbleheads of somebody I've ever seen.
Oh, they crushed it.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Last one for this segment. The title is Ping Pong. Remember I told you how Beamsy, played a little long con with me with his racket sports. Ben writes, my dad played a lot of ping pong through and after college. I remember being on top of the world when I started beating him when I was 12. Then he finally caved and told me he'd been playing left-handed the entire time. I was stupid enough to not have realized that and said he was lying about being left-handed. I lost the next game 21-1 when he played right-handed. I finally started beating him after I went to college and played every day freshman year. Cheers, Ben. That's unreal out of your dad. God, I wish I'd thought of that. As I'm reading that, I'm trying to think, is there anything that I can scam them with and then have a reveal? I mean, that's the Princess Bride trick. That's what that is.
Not
That's
at this
Dread
point.
Pirate Roberts.
You might be too far in.
Damn, Ben.
Now, if Tyvis
Where
is
were you
listening,
10 years ago? Tyvis can do this.
Tyvis has a baby, a little boy on the way.
He can do this
very soon.
Yeah, he needs to do this.
Yes,
he needs to do this. Just play hoops against him left-handed, then I'll be like, oh. Little do you know,
do everything non-dominant, then dominate.
Incredible. It's diabolical out of Ben's dad. We'll continue the emails. Tim May coming up in 16 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Bob Yoakum, president of Rockford Homes, explains why he banks with First Bank of Central Ohio.
Anytime you're dealing with a local bank, it's about being able to pick up the phone and talk to real people. That is a huge pro. When you get into these bigger banks, that doesn't happen.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. CARE is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. CARE Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Planning to buy a home in 2026? Not sure where to start? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency can help. With a step-by-step homebuyer's guide and financial tools, the Ohio Housing Finance Agency can make homeownership part of your future. Eligible homebuyers may qualify for down payment assistance and reduced mortgage interest rates. To see if you qualify and to find a mortgage lender, visit myohiohome.org.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful sunny day and much drier for us as temperatures get into the 70s all across the Buckeye State. Central and southern zones in the mid to upper 70s. And then for tonight, everybody turns mostly clear overnight with lows down into the 50s. For Friday, get ready to end the work week with even more sunshine in the forecast and highs getting in the mid to upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. The show that understands the importance of a situational beverage. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Indeed you are, and we are proudly brought to you and sponsored by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for nearly 8 decades. Sawmill Easton, check them out. They'll take care of you. I assure you of that one. We continue with the mailbag. There's a beverage one in here, too, so we'll get to that. All right, this one is from Bob, who asks, I received a 50-year high school reunion invitation recently. It will be Saturday in July, Problem is, I enjoy spending weekends with my family at an out-of-town location. Congratulations on all your success, Bob. Nearly all my close friends from then have unfortunately passed, so I don't really have a desire to attend, complicating the issues the fact that as I was senior class president. Should I attend or politely decline? Okay, positives. This is the last one. Don't need morbid, Bob, but you're not going to do a 60. I think that's it. This is it. You're doing a 50, and that's the end of the line. So this would be the last one to go to. So I'm in a similar spot in that my hometown of Brady, Montana, is doing an all-class reunion this summer in July. They're doing it. My dad, which is so off-brand for him, desperately wants me to attend. I have no idea why he cares so much, but he really wants me to attend. Now, he went to the same high school I did, and all our brothers and cousins and uncles, so maybe he's thinking it'll just be an extended family reunion. I have no idea. I have not been to any reunion, full stop. I have no interest in any of them. I don't. Now, some of this could be because of social media. You kind of know the people that you want to know. You kind of know what's going on in their life, and so maybe that's different from 20 years ago. Bob, I would say this really is going to come down to, did you enjoy your high school experience, and are there still enough buddies? As you mentioned in here, several have passed, unfortunately. Are there enough of your buddies that you'd like to see one more good time? That's what it's going to come down to. And that's really a personal thing. So for me, I think the answer is going to be no. Now, I will be in Montana when this all-school thing is going to be, but I'm going to be about 5 hours away. So I'm not going. Have you guys gone to any of yours? Do you have an interest to?
No. Not gone, no interest. In Bob's email, he says no desire to attend, and I think that answers the question.
That answers
it. At the point, at any point in life, if you have no desire to do something, don't do it.
Yeah.
So I want to say it was a 5 or 10 maybe we had, and I went to that. I believe we just had a year or two ago a 25.
Yeah.
I did not do that. Bob, I hope you're alive for your 60th class reunion.
Oh,
I hope so, and I hope you're still in the YouTube chat with us as well, Bob, every day. That would be awesome. I have a question, though, on here.
My
Bo.
comment was more in regard to, I don't think they do 60-year reunions.
I understand. I got you.
I think it's more like 50's the last one that they do, not wishing that Bob will not have a long and thorough continued enjoyment of all of his successes.
If you were the senior class president, aren't you the one giving the invitations for these things? Because our senior class president is the one that's in charge of getting the reunions together.
Boy, doesn't that suck?
So isn't this your reunion, Bob? And the fact that you should be planning this thing?
Don't put that on,
together?
Bob. He did something 50 years ago, and he's still got to be carrying the water for it?
Yeah, I wonder if, Bo, it's like with your school. It's just all levels reunion.
Maybe.
And so somebody else more enterprising or that wants to do something like that is in charge.
But we also, at my high school, we have alumni everything. Like, we have the big alumni softball tournament every July. That's like a whole school reunion right there. So you see everybody that weekend. There's some other alumni things that my school does, like golf and darts, and I think there's even an indoor golf alumni tournament now. We used to do a basketball tournament, so we all saw each other all the time anyway.
My school doesn't exist anymore. Like the high school, there's so few population there now that it doesn't even exist. So we can't have those things. And it was a small school to begin with. So, all right, this one, car drop-off story from yesterday's show, Bo and the Boys. This one from Sean. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the unintentional pure comedy that occurred during Three Things at the end of today's show. Bo's in the middle of telling his school drop-off story, and right as he starts to quote NBC, the National Weather Service alarm comes over the air, which made it sound as if the alarm noise was beeping out a profanity-littered quote from NBC. Listen back on the podcast version for a good laugh. So it timed up that way. NBC's quote, Sean, was that in regard to the student driver who had no idea how to navigate it. He's a student driver, Dad. He's just not built for this. That was the quote. May 20th show. This one from Logan. The show on Wednesday, May 20th was hilarious. From the Uncle Gerald stories to Bake saying the kid from Wright State is having a lot of sex. I forgot the last anecdote from that. I did get some positive feedback from some of the Uncle Gerald, some of his, I guess they would be grandkids now. They had heard it. It got pushed around a little bit, and we're quite pleased about Uncle Gerald getting a little bit of shine all these years after his passing. This one from Doug. The email is tips. So this goes back to, we were talking about, why am I tipping a driver on an Uber Eats before it's delivered? He goes, why do you tip before service? Tip equals to ensure promptness. Old school tipping was to get products faster. So these food delivery companies are doing tipping the way that it was intended. And then I started to think about it, and when I tip bigger on the Uber Eats, it gets here faster. How about it? It's come full circle, kids.
Interesting. I don't know, like, if that... Like, I don't think the restaurant gets the tips, so the restaurant doesn't care about getting it out there faster. Now, maybe...
No, but like on all that stuff bake, whether it's Uber Eats or whatever you use for the DoorDash, whatever, like the way that I'm starting to figure it out is if you tip more, they bring your food first. Because they're not just delivering yours, they're delivering 16 meals or whatever. So it, in a sense, it's the old school way of tipping, Reese.
Yeah, it's never just one order from one Uber driver. And I do think if you put the tip out early, because it, from my understanding, sends out kind of casts a wide net saying all drivers within this radius, here's an order that needs picked up and delivered, here's what they're willing to tip, and there's a run on those that have higher tips.
Yeah. This one from Richard. Hey, Bo, the reason McDonald's Coke tastes better is because they add more syrup to their Coke than other restaurants. They have an agreement with Coca-Cola to do that. I know because I worked in the restaurant business. Ray Kroc, man.
Okay. So I did reach out to my friend Bo.
Yeah.
And all I got back was it's their own proprietary blend. I'm like, I need more than that.
That's because they're still owning two, right?
Well, I can't. You know, you can ask Kevin. He'll tell you the same. Well,
He'll tell you the same.
I need more.
That's pretty good. And I'm guessing Ray Kroc did that years ago and said, hey, let's have this be the differentiator. So basically the answer to everything is more sugar.
I still think they're actually having cocaine in it. That's got to be the answer. It's what it is.
It's kind of like when you go to New Orleans, if you've been to New Orleans, and then the food there is so specific, but I love it. And you say, Dom and I did this once at Dickie Bennett's place. They were having like the barbecue shrimp that they had, and we were asking for the sauce recipe. And the guy goes, all right, you know, Dom did what Dom does and kind of greased the skids. And he showed us the amount of butter that was in it. And you go, oh, that's why. That's why it's so damn good, because there's a pound of butter in the sauce. So more sugar in the syrup, or more syrup in the Coke equals more butter in the sauce. Same type of deal. Last one from Gary. Try your Blanton's with ice and a splash of Canada Dry Ginger Ale Cherry Splash. I'm not going to use that with Blanton's, but I might give that a run. Canada Dry Ginger Ale Cherry Splash. That must be a variety of ginger ale they have.
Yeah, I believe so. It's like a cherry flavor, like you went to that crazy fast food pop machine that they have now where you can put flavoring in every drink.
Guess which one of my kids loves that more than anything in the world?
Well, I'm guessing it's Bootsy from watching him suck down the, what was it, the Kona Ice or whatever at the lacrosse tournament?
You saw that firsthand. He just puts every flavor in. Oh, it's good. Tim May, always good. He joins in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Our veterans put everything on the line to defend our nation. So when they need help, Congressman Mike Carey fights for our veterans. Because as a veteran himself, Mike Carey understands their service must be honored.
My name is Thomas Rand, and I put my life on the line serving our nation in Vietnam. But when I needed help with an outstanding disability claim, the VA wasn't there for me. But Congressman Mike Carey had my back. Because of his hard work, my claim was approved, and I got the help I needed. I'm thankful for Congressman Carey. He cares about our veterans.
Mike Carey will always fight to help our nation's heroes. If you're a veteran who needs help navigating government services, programs, and grants, call Congressman Mike Carey's office at 614-927-6902 or visit carey.house.gov. Paid for with official funds from the office of Mike Carey.
Get Eco.
Air conditioners break down in the summer heat.
When you need to replace your AC, the friend to call is me.
You gonna tell them about your amazing, astounding, ridiculously miraculous financing?
12 months, same as cash.
0% interest.
Get Eco.
Or you can pay it out over 180 months at 7.95 annual percentage rate. $0 down with approved credit.
If the furnace is still good and you just need to replace the AC,
it's only $85 a month. That's almost free.
And it's only $125 a month if you need a new furnace with your new AC.
Those prices assume you live in the typical American home.
3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths.
About 1,600 square feet.
Aaron, I saw how hard you worked to get these payment plans worked out for people.
Jerry, it's our job to get people what they need.
Get Eco.
ECO. We come through for you when you need us to.
Perfect plumbers, exciting electricians, and heavy-duty HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The best hair on the air. You are listening to Bishop and Friends.
I know one thing. It's going to be a hell of a race, buddy. Alex Palou on the pole. That guy, he's got it going on. But watch Felix Rosenquist from the local Meyer Shank Racing team, man. He could make a move, baby.
Is this as good as Tim A joins us on the Brighting Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline? Is this as good as Buster Douglas will beat Mike Tyson?
No, because that was like, I mean, anybody could see the Rosenquist thing coming because he had the fastest car on the lot for like 2 weeks, and just one bobble in qualifying on the run for the pole, or he'd have probably been on the pole. So I was betting on the fastest horse in the race. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Buster Douglas. I was an embedded reporter in that regard because I could see how great a shape he was in and how Mike Tyson was not. You know what I mean? And
when did you make that prediction? Was that in Tokyo or was that?
Yeah,
like,
I wrote the story.
So you got your eyes on Tyson?
Oh yeah, a couple of days. I mean, 3 days. I mean, I went over there when like John Johnson the second, or everybody calls him Junior, but John Johnson second. Everybody else went over there. I mean, John Johnson, his manager, and Buster went over there like a week and a half ahead of time, or so they could acclimate, so to speak. And but no, you could see Buster was in the greatest shape of his life. I mean, the problem is he had lost his mom, and you know how that was going to change his focus one way or the other. Right at a month or so before the fight happened, which was a shock. But real quick, great anecdote. So I'm sitting there ringside, about an hour and a half after the fight was over, and we'd had the press conference where actually 2 sports writers had gotten into a fight about it. One guy was a big shill for Don King and stuff, and they were already trying to get the thing reversed because of the, quote, long count, end quote, in the 8th round when Buster let his guard down one time and it almost cost him. That's what fighting Mike Tyson was all about, right? He could knock you out with one punch. But anyway, long story short, I had been on Japanese radio television, a few reporters, because nobody knew who Buster was, and I had predicted the same thing before the fight. I look up and I'm sitting there typing. I'm the only guy almost ringside there at an hour and a half after the fight, and there's this Japanese TV reporter I remembered from earlier in the day. That's why I like all you TV guys, by the way. As soon as I look up and make eye contact with him, he starts bowing to me. And he goes,
Come on.
May. He goes, Yuta May, you pick Douglas, you pick winner. And I went, oh, man, whatever. And then he said, he pulled out a card and slapped his card down next to my little Telegram computer. He goes, later, you, me, we drink. And I told him, man, no. I said, I appreciate it, but, man, I'm on deadline here.
So this is – I wanted to talk – go ahead.
Some people do have an appreciation for the media. Go ahead now.
This is what I think is interesting about all of this, and I think all of this does tie together because Rosenquist wins 40 years after Bobby Rahal does with Jim Truman, and this is Michael Shank, and so it's 40 years. It was 86 in 2026. You were there in 86, right. And I know you were embedded with Bobby, and you were in on that group with Jim Truman and all those guys, and of course, the story goes, for the folks not remembering, Truman died within 2 weeks after winning the 86.
11 days.
11 days. Tim, what was it like having your job in the late 80s in Columbus, Ohio, that you were covering Ohio State football as a beat guy in the fall? You were embedded with Bobby Rahal and Jim Truman as they were trying to win an Indy 500. I believe they had a parade after they did it. It had to be a big damn deal in town. And then you were embedded with Mike Tyson, with Buster Douglas, as he pulls off the most improbable upset maybe in the history of sports.
Well, here's what bummed me out a little bit. Not bummed me out, but what got me on those is we had guys we had a motorsports editor at the Dispatch who didn't really want to cover anything, And so I said, well, I'll go to the Indy 500. I actually covered Bobby's first win in Cleveland in 1982 when he won at the Cleveland Burke Lakefront Airport up there, and first race ever there. And so I've always loved IndyCar. I've always loved Formula One. NASCAR, not so much. But the bottom line was, I said, I'll do it. I'll go to Indy and cover Indianapolis. And heck, several of those years it was driving back and forth almost every day, which was, by the way, a pain. But anyway, long story short, I just put myself because I really liked Indy cars. You know what I mean? I got to know Al Unser Sr. and Johnny Rutherford and all these guys. I mean, Johnny Rutherford was Big Tex from Texas where I grew up. And anyway, so I just did it because no one else seemed to want to do it. And same thing pretty much with boxing. And, and it gave me something to do during the off season when Ohio State wasn't playing is the way I look, because you didn't do there wasn't a lot of this, hocus pocus going on during the off season like there is now with college football and Ohio State football. So, it gave me something to do. But here's the thing, just like I told you about Rosenquist. By the way, another remarkable coincidence is they both Felix Rosenquist and Bobby Rahal started from the number 4 spot on the grid because in Bobby's sake, they had these Buick pushrod engines, which you were allowed to have more horsepower in, and they kind of dominated qualifying there in the late 60s because they just had more power, but they didn't last in the races, right? And so I was kind of going on the odds there because Bobby, in my opinion, had the fastest car other than those cars, and he had a car that would finish. Yeah. So, so I picked him in the Indianapolis Star the day of the race, and he won. And the thing about it is, and then, of course, Buster, I wrote a column. The thing I said about Buster in the column I wrote where I picked him was, that is if he stays away from that right uppercut. And he did not, but he still won. And but the point was they were – and Felix Rosenquist, all three of those were the best had the best equipment going, so to speak, going into their big races or matches, and that's why I picked them. It's like Ohio State. Everybody gives me a lot of grief sometimes because I pick Ohio State almost every time to win the games. I go, well, I've got a pretty damn good record when you look at it. But I remember me and Dom, man, we both picked Nebraska to win in, 2011? Yeah. And we're out there in Nebraska, and Ohio State is Braxton Miller and Ohio State are just kicking their butt, right? And at that time, and we're both in apoplectic, like, what have we done? And then of course Braxton goes down, and Joe Bowersman goes in, and Nebraska, I think it's still maybe Nebraska's greatest comeback victory.
It's probably Nebraska's best Big Ten win.
Yeah, and so you're kind of relieved, at the same time of like going, oh, too bad for Ohio State.
So here's the thing I was curious about, because I think you could make an argument that at the time, that late 80s, that was perhaps the height of IndyCar or close, right? Was probably right in that
90s,
window.
Early 90s.
Right, okay, before the split. Okay. And then the next part of that is it certainly was the end of the height of boxing. Was Tyson's downfall kind of becomes the end of heavyweight boxing being, one of the biggest sports in the world. You're coming out of Ali and Frazier and all of that. What did it mean in this town, which was primarily known as where Ohio State is at that time, to win the Indy 500, the town to be the home of the heavyweight champion of the world?
You just brought it back up. I mean, two of those big events I covered, there were parades afterwards in town. Buster had a parade, and Bobby Rahal and his True Sports had a parade. I mean, how many parades do you see for victories anymore in Columbus, Ohio? You don't. I mean, hardly. So, even when Ohio State won the national championship in 2002, well, the problem with that is it's the middle of winter,
Right, of course. Yeah. Can't do it.
But I mean, that's what it meant, because people love to root for their hometown the hometown guy. Like I've told, I remember Jeremy Schaap, when he did that 42-1 documentary, he, interviewed me extensively on all kinds of parts about the thing, including why I picked Buster and stuff. And then he left that out of the 42-1 thing and made it seem like the cab driver in Vegas was the only guy that picked him. And it made me mad. And because I heard he got on Dan Patrick, he said, well, Tim, he was with the hometown paper. So, because Dan asked him, nobody picked Buster. And he goes, well, Tim May did. And I go, well, you know what? I had better knowledge about the fight than you did, meaning people who came over there to cover it, because I knew what Buster was all about when he was in shape and when he wasn't. And he was at that moment, in my opinion, the best heavyweight fighter in the world. I think John Johnson would back me up on that. I mean, he was 228, 230 pounds. He looked like Lawrence Taylor. He looked like an outside linebacker. I mean, he was just ready to rock and roll, and Tyson was not. And Tyson had all these changes going on. With Bobby, I mean, I'm sitting in the pits. I worked my way down into the pits for like the last, I think it was like 20 laps of that race, and I'm right next to pit wall. Jim Truman sitting up against the pit wall with a ice towel around his neck. I mean, he willed himself to be there and stuff, but he was still conscious of what was going on and the magnitude of it. I remember Steve Horn, the crew chief, walked over to us with about just before the restart, and he had his index finger and his thumb about a half inch apart, and he's going to be that close on fuel, meaning whether Bobby's going to be able to, on the restart, finish the actual race. And he did, and Jim Truman said something to the effect of run him out of gas. I mean, how many chances you get to Indy 500?
That's right.
So that's what I like about Felix. Felix just said, I'm going for it, baby.
And he did.
Yeah.
Great stuff, buddy. Enjoyed it as always.
All right. Tell Greg Sankey when you get a chance. Hey, nice job.
We'll have some fun with that last week. I really want to talk about that late 80s stuff. Yeah, I'll see you, buddy.
I know I'm filling in for Feinbaum here, so I just wanted to throw that in there for you.
All right, very good, very good. We'll talk to you soon, pal. There he goes. Tim May, the Tim May Show with Clay Hall. There's a famous scene in Sopranos where Paulie Walnuts is talking about all of this stuff that happened in the past. This won't wreck it for you, Bake. And Tony Soprano says, remember when is the lowest form of conversation. I agree with that most of the time, but not with Tim May. Thing or not a thing coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, we put new windows in a Dublin home last week. You wouldn't believe how much new light was let in. Changed the entire mood of the home.
You don't need fancy windows to change the mood of a room, Leslie. Know what else will do that? Wilson's Wicks, my new candle line. Here, smell this one.
Oh, that's bad.
I call it warm tuna salad. It's not for everyone.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Hey, Columbus, buy a new Ford at the same price of Ford employee pays. No markup, no haggling. Right now, Capital Ford of Columbus, get employee pricing on F-150s, Super Duties, Explorers, Mustangs, and more. Thousands in savings. This deal ends soon. Come to Capital Ford today, priced for you.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hoo Day, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit ProFootballHOF.com and plan your visit today.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost mortgage. If you've been in the market for a new home or just wanted to take advantage of lower rates,
Recent events have shown exactly why Miller Lending chose to offer a way around bad timing with our no closing cost program. With no fees rolled in or charged, including the cost of title insurance, you can simply close on today's rates and refinance free of charge as rates improve. Over the past several months, we spoke to numerous borrowers who had heard rates were coming down and chose to wait. We explained that if rates did fall, you could simply update a few documents and refinance again, but why take the chance? So when rates spiked a 0.5% recently, not only was I disappointed that we couldn't help those who waited, but also for those buying a home who just saw a sharp increase to their monthly payment. So while we can't control the market, we can offer an alternative. Eliminate timing and say goodbye to closing costs forever. 877-9-NO-COST or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money. Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
After putting up with Dom Tiberi for a decade, the broadcast gods gave Bo these two. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, time for a little thing or not a thing on a Thursday. Hit it, fellas.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Speaking earlier this week at SEC spring meetings in Destin, LSU's Lane Kiffin pushed back on the notion they need an SEC championship game, and some, including Kirby Smart, had advocated for the desire to have that game at the end of the year.
It's hard to figure out, because, he can say he loves the game, but did he love it when he lost his, quarterback in the game? So, for the playoffs. So there's things in that there's good and bad to it, and, I think it's hard to figure out.
Thing or not a thing.
So he's referring to Carson Beck, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Carson Beck injury that kind of derailed that season. I'm going to say not a thing. Here's what I know about Lane is if there's a chance to needle, he for the most part will take it. I think it's mostly good-natured with Kirby back and forth, and I think he's probably pretty excited about the fact that he can punch at an equal weight with Kirby now, with Georgia and LSU being very similar programs in terms of everything that they have pushing both of them. But I think probably not a thing, because I don't know that. I think that SEC title game conversation, or Big Ten title game conversation for that matter, is going to be a fascinating one in the next couple years.
I don't think it's much of a thing. I don't think you can go into football games ever worrying about injuries, and also conference title games are going away.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all going away here sooner rather than later.
They're going away. The only thing I'd add to that, Bake, is they're going away as long as you can find money to make up what they were worth to the television networks. So, yeah, you can get rid of the SEC title game, but you better give ESPN something that they're just as interested in its place.
Also speaking at the SEC spring meetings was Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian, who had made some comments about Ole Miss and their academics. I think it was last month, Well, earlier in the week in Destin, he tried to walk those comments back.
I think some of those comments were, I hate to say, taken out of context. I was talking about the inequities in college athletics. And one of those inequities was as it pertains to transfers and teams and how we all can recruit certain different transfers. We have a rule at the University of Texas. We can only take 50% of towards your degree, no matter how many hours you've completed. Other schools can take all of your hours that you take. To me, that's an inequity in our sport. Those are some of the things that we have to work through. I could have used macroeconomics. I could have used engineering. It wouldn't have mattered. The class was irrelevant. And that was poor choice of words on my part. But no, I was not punished for that.
Thing or not a thing.
I'd imagine his most important player's dad maybe sent him a text about that since he holds a degree from that alma mater from Ole Miss. I also don't believe it. I don't believe that the Texas academics have kept Steve Sarkisian from getting anybody. I don't think Cam Coleman, I could be wrong, but I don't think Cam Coleman, who was a number one receiver in the portal last year, I don't think he was like, man, I really want to go to Texas, but all my Auburn credits won't transfer. Give me a break. Give me a break, man. Come on, Sark. He's using this, and he's trying to do a word salad to take a shot at Ole Miss. That's all that was. Ole Miss is a threat in the portal. They've been for a while. They're organized. They got some money. That's all it is. Don't try to make it something that it's not.
I think this is a thing because Steve Sarkisian just has a pattern to me of putting his foot in his mouth. Mm-hmm. And this is also a thing because you could have used those, but you didn't. You chose basket weaving for a reason because you were trying to diminish Ole Miss. Yeah. And it sure makes me think with all these people in the SEC coming at Ole Miss that Ole Miss is a problem and they know it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Ole Miss with Trinidad Chambliss and Kawan Lacey this year are still going to be pretty good. And they're going to be a thorn in the side of these teams. And it seems like maybe Ole Miss might have a little bit of money. And they can continue to be a player in this NIL world. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a blatant lie. Like, you got some bad PR on this, and you're trying to walk it back too late. You did it, and we all know you did it on purpose and for a reason.
The CEO of Hooters, Neil Kiefer, wants to rebrand the restaurant as family-friendly. In an interview with People magazine, Kiefer insisted Hooters has always been a, quote, neighborhood place, but wants to make it more friendly to everybody. Hooters was described as presently, quote, a beach-themed place centered around the Hooters girls, good food, and being an easy place to relax. Kiefer said the company is addressing its uniform standards in a bid to be more broadly appealing to customers. From Kiefer, quote, there's nothing wrong with a pair of shorts if fitted properly, but I think in a dining place, there is something wrong if they're in a thong type of uniform, end quote. Kiefer also said the chain's name was a double entendre. It was acceptable humor back then, and it's coming back to be acceptable humor, but it was over-sexualized too much in the last 15 to 20 years, end quote. Thing or not a thing?
Well, what he just described is Roosters. That's a fun casual joint. The differentiator for Hooters, I hate to break the news to him, was not the food at its apex, was not the food. So who else tried to do this? Oh, Cracker Barrel. Remember this?
They took away the grandpa.
Yeah, they took away grandpa, and it was just good. Now all of a sudden we're sleek and we're modern. Well, no, that's not why people like Cracker Barrel. That wasn't it. And then they had to reverse. Yeah, to me, I think this ends up going nowhere. Nowhere.
So do what you do best. As you said, Bo, there is a reason that people went to Hooters. I would say that Hooters has struggled recently because they have let their food quality go down and their service quality go down. Get your food quality back up to standards and your service back up to standards, and guess what? People are going to come back. I don't think they're worried about the family-friendly atmosphere. I don't think that's what you've ever been going for, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically just another wing joint if he does that.
To celebrate the 50th anniversary of Star Wars A New Hope on February 19th, 2027, Lucasfilm's going to celebrate with a re-release of the 1977 original back for a limited time in theaters everywhere. Their year-long 50th anniversary celebration, a newly restored version of the classic theatrical release, will play in theaters for a limited time. Thing or not a thing?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's also probably really necessary because, and we talked about this a couple of months ago, what really still resonates in that universe are those original 3 films. Those are the ones. And everything else, they've made a lot of money on some of them. I don't know how the Mandalorian Grogu thing did box office-wise, but that original story still has the weight behind it. And I do wonder if at some point they will remake those 3 and just do them with modern technology and modern actors. And I mean, it's 50 years old. We remake things all the time. Why can't you remake it?
I think this is a pretty cool thing. We talked about this, 2 weeks ago with Top Gun?
Yeah.
And they were doing the double showing of the original and Maverick. I feel like they did this once before with Star Wars, where like you could see it in the theater.
They did, yeah.
After the fact, and like I remember doing that as a kid. I think it'd be pretty cool to go back and do it again. I think this is a smart idea for the movie theaters, especially when they're having so much trouble getting people to go to the theater.
So the new Star Wars film, Mandalorian and Grogu, it cost $165 million to make. In their first weekend globally, $167 million was the take.
Oh, so they win. So they make their money back, and now it'll be gravy. We'll see if they have something like that. The thing that I think's been hard, like for my kids, I can just say this anecdotally, like what they love is the Jedis. So I think that's like they actually really love the first 3. I guess what are they, prequels?
Yeah. Episode 1,
Phantom Menace, and all that stuff. My kids actually love that because all of the lightsaber stuff in it. That's what they love the most about it. So, all right, final hour. And speaking of times, we probably should have seen all of this coming. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here in The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com. Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Dr. Marta Lavelle of Urbana and Darby Dental Smiles on having First Bank of Central Ohio as a partner.
It has been great working with First Bank of Central Ohio. They helped me achieve a huge goal, becoming a business owner. The bank made it so easy. They helped me through the whole process. It's been great ever since.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back to What Is That Thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, Doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says sump pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us. And we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Eric Reeser. The NBA Finals are scheduled to begin next Wednesday. The New York Knicks await the winner out west. That could be decided tonight in San Antonio. Spurs host the Thunder in Game 6, trailing 3-2. OKC looks to make a second straight Finals appearance. Tonight's tip-off is 8:30. If the Spurs win tonight, the defending NBA champs get Game 7 Saturday night at the Paycom Center. In baseball, both the Reds and Guardians are off Thursday. Cleveland beat Washington 3-2 yesterday. Guardians currently lead the White Sox by 3.5 games in the AL Central. Cleveland's going to host Boston Friday. As for the Reds, Cincinnati lost to the Mets 4-2 Wednesday. Reds are 5 back of the Brewers in the NL Central. Cincinnati's home Friday hosting the Braves. In the NHL, the Hurricanes took a 3-1 lead on the Canadiens with a win last night in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Carolina will host Game 5 on Friday. A win sends them to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since 2006. This update is sponsored by United Dairy Farmers. Try UDF's new ice cream quake flavors for summer, only for a limited time.
If you love a good pie analogy,
think of the cap as a pie, and once you take out one piece, there's less left for the next guy.
then this is the radio show for you. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
And when you've been around for a while, you learn a few things. I like to think I know a little bit about radio, but for pests like ants or termites, not so much. I turn to my friends at Rose Pest Solutions. Over 165 years of experience, they've mastered their craft. The nation's oldest family-owned pest control company. Yeah, let's repeat that. The nation's oldest family-owned pest control company. The pros from Rose protect Columbus homes and businesses with expert pest prevention and treatment. If you got a pest problem, they're the ones you call. They're the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com. A couple of kick times announced yesterday. We know that the opener, where Ohio State is a 50-point favorite over the lovely kids from Ball State, we know that will be a 12:30 kick time on the Big Ten Network. You know that the Texas game is a 7:30 kick on ABC. You know that the Michigan game is noon. You know also that there will be a big noon kick against Kent State. Think about that. Big noon. Urban will be here. pregame show. Ohio State, Kent State. I mean, just what are we doing? What are we doing? That is the power of the brand. And unfortunately, that power comes back to haunt you, the collective, because you essentially end up playing every game in this window. I was actually disappointed in the Ball State one as well. Like, I guess the counter of it would be, like, it's a 50-point, let's just get it over with so we can watch good games in the afternoon, I guess. But there's always a little juice for the opener. Always. And that one couldn't be in prime time? Can't give me a 7 o'clock BTN kick for that thing? Not going to happen. We know that Big Noon Kickoff will open the season in Bloomington, North Texas. Think about Big Noon Kick, and this is why Game Day has remained kind of the standard bearer for that on a week-to-week basis. Game Day will be at the biggest game of the weekend. Big Noon Kick serves the Big Noon game. So Big Noon Kickoff in Bloomington for North Texas against Indiana. That's the Big Noon Kickoff tailgate game. I mean, that's...
I think Game Days in Death Valley, Clemson, LSU.
Of course. Like, you know, I mean, that's the...
Hell yeah.
And they were here, by the way, for Texas, Ohio State last year. A game that was not on their air, but they were still here for it. And that's kind of the difference in the philosophy on those two things. Let's play a little exercise here. Let's try to guess the kick times for the remaining 8 games on the schedule. So, we've got 12:30 Ball State, 7:30 Texas, Kent State at 12, and then Michigan at noon. Those are the ones that we know, and then there's 8 in between. So what I'm going to do is I have the Big Ten Conference schedule in terms of how this could get drafted that we can kind of use as juxtaposition for this. So the first one is Illinois at home on September 26th. I'm going to give you guys the other Big Ten matchups that I think will be intriguing for the networks. Iowa at Michigan, Wisconsin at Penn State, Notre Dame at Purdue, Oregon at USC. So Oregon USC is going to be 3:30 or prime. That's either NBC or that's CBS. Is Ohio State Illinois? It's either Big Noon or 3:30.
Yeah, I'm going to go Big Noon.
So there was, when we originally looked at these, I thought maybe Illinois would be Ohio State's bigger night game.
Yeah.
But when they came out yesterday and said that Maryland is going to be 3:30 or 8.
Mm-hmm. Maryland's tunnel vision, I think, by the way.
I do too, now that they said that. I think Illinois will not be a night game now. So I think that's going to be a Big Noon. And I think part of the reason for that is they don't want to have Iowa on Big Noon 2 weeks in a row. And guess who Ohio State plays the following week? So they would not want Michigan, Iowa at Big Noon.
Yeah.
The only one that could upset it maybe is if Big Noon went to Wisconsin at Penn State.
Wisconsin's got to win their opener against Notre Dame at Lambeau Field to make that a remote possibility.
And I see almost no chance of that happening. Damn. But yes, I think you're probably right. All right, so next up, so I'm with you guys. I think it's noon. At Iowa, here are your other contenders for Big Noon. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Literally none.
Yeah.
So Ohio State, Iowa's Big Noon.
Cool.
That's 3 in a row. And that's 4. And by the way, this is just us guessing. Like, this isn't real if you're just jumping in. This is just how we think it's going to go based on just kind of an idea about things. So that's 4 out of 5 in the noon window with the opener at 12:30. All right, Maryland at home. So this is week 6, Maryland at home. You guys said this is the tunnel vision game?
And this is homecoming as well.
Right.
Okay, so this has got to be it, right? This has to be your 7:30?
This is your night game, I believe.
I think this could be the NBCer because Stanford's at Notre Dame at 3:30, and that kick time's already been decided for that week.
So Big Noon, well, Big Noon's going to take USC and Penn State. So there you go. So there's your Big Noon's going to get USC, Penn State. And
CBS is getting UCLA, Oregon.
UCLA, Oregon is CBS, and then that allows for us to be night game NBC. Joshua Perry's going to get to sleep in his own bed. on that. Well, no, he goes in the studio. So, yeah, that's the way that one will go. All right. Up next, you have October 17th, Indiana. We know that's noon. It's not official, but it's
big noon.
That's big noon.
It's big noon in Bloomington. They're doing it.
Yep. All right. So October 31st, we are at USC. So that date in the Big Ten, obviously it can't be noon. That will either be 7:30 or 3:30. I don't know who has the first pick on that, but my guess is if you are NBC, that is your number one draft pick. So I think that's going to be a 7:30 NBC. Any problem with that?
It just makes sense.
No, it works.
And they can't be noon. So I think that's your 7:30 NBC. And I think when NBC gets to pick their first pick of the window, I think that's their first pick.
Yeah.
Is that one. It's Ohio State and it's USC. All right. That gets us to Oregon here on November 7th. Okay. This one we know some things about, right? Because isn't Notre Dame involved? They've
Notre
already
Dame's
have
NBC night that week.
We already know that. So, this is big news.
Paul Bunyan's that day as well.
The only thing that could pull it is Michigan State at Michigan.
Well, here's the thing, though, with this is this CBS's first pick. So when Fox gets their first three, and they've taken Ohio State, Michigan, Ohio State, Indiana, and they've taken Michigan, Oklahoma, I think CBS jumps on this game, and I think this ends up 3:30.
Because I want to have a good attitude about things, Bake, I'm going to co-sign it. And I think at least you'll get a second half with the lights on.
Now, if this is big noon, then that means the game in Bloomington to me is not a nooner. And I thought we already kind of heard that it was going to be.
That one, I think that one's big noon.
It's not official, but it's trending.
Yeah, feels like it.
Yeah, so this would be CBS's spot. You talked about NBC jumping on USC Ohio State. Yep. CBS jumps on this game.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. All right, that brings us to week 11 on the schedule.
But real quick, let's go back to this Oregon game. I think that's the what are they? The Sub-Zero, 3:30 heading in tonight. I think that's Sub-Zero.
That's a hell of a schedule, isn't it? To play Texas, Oregon, USC, Michigan. Like when you just start talking about this out loud, it's a hell of a schedule. All right, so now we're at week 11. So that is Northwestern here. So Michigan at Oregon is going to be my hunch. That would be the big noon's going to be USC at Indiana because that's in this window. Michigan, Oregon is going to be the 7:30 game. Ohio State, Northwestern, that could be 3:32, or that could be relegated to something else.
Screams noon on the Big Ten Network.
I was going to say it screams 1 o'clock on the Big Ten Network.
I guess they're already doing the 12:30, so yeah, this.
Yeah, so the big noon option Big Noon's going to take USC at Indiana. Michigan, Oregon will either be CBS or it'll be 7:30. So then the other thing is in the 7:30 window, what else is there? I mean, guys, this one could end up at 3:30 because the rest of it, it's Nebraska, Rutgers, no. Minnesota, Penn State, no. Washington at Michigan State, no. Wisconsin at Maryland, no. Purdue at Iowa, no. I think I'm going to go 3:30 on this. I think you're going to go back-to-back 3:30s. I'm going 3:30.
Okay.
At Nebraska, the penultimate game on the schedule. At Nebraska, this one doesn't affect us as much because obviously it's not here. But big noon that week.
I think it's big noon.
It's big noon.
It's big noon.
Yeah, the only other one, it's big noon. Unless UCLA can surprise and be at Michigan. But no, that's going to be a big
well, no, that's not right. I was just trying to look at maybe games in the Big 12. But, yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Nothing. There's nothing in the Big 12 that's going to usurp Ohio State. So, all right, let's
Iowa,
put that.
Illinois save us?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so, Reese. So here are your kick times according to us, and we'll see if this all matches up. Let's have the MIT kids write this down. Ball State 12:30, we know. Texas 7:30, we know. Kent State noon. Here are our projections. Illinois noon here. At Iowa noon there. Maryland 7:30 here. At Indiana noon there. At USC 7:30 there. Oregon here 3:30. Northwestern here 3:30. At Nebraska noon, Michigan, noon. That's it. That's the list. A surprising way to use the transfer portal coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Spring is here. Now's the time to get your air conditioner ready with a $49 AC tune-up from Columbus Worthington Air. An AC tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Proudly serving Columbus homeowners for 90 years and counting. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, if you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
ESPN senior NFL insider Adam Schefter joins Rothman and Ice every Wednesday at 12:30, and he works blue.
Okay. The NFL Playbook with Adam Schefter is sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
Indeed it is. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful sunny day and much drier for us as temperatures get into the 70s all across the Buckeye State. Central and southern zones in the mid to upper 70s. And then for tonight, everybody turns mostly clear overnight with lows down into the 50s. For Friday, get ready to end the work week with even more sunshine in the forecast and highs getting in the mid to upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. Bo could quit today and become the school drop-off line coordinator. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
And join us for the Fan 5K presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. It's a 5K run, 1 mile walk. It happens Saturday, June 20th at Otterbein. Some of your favorite fan personalities are going to be there. Brother Bone's going to be there. Nephew Tyvis, Man will be there. Timmy will be there. Reese will be there. 10 TV's Adam King. Nicole Sheeran will be there as well. Silly outfits. How do we define those? He has a suit last year. What's Nicole doing? Leather jacket?
I hope just regular running clothes.
Well, I'm told silly outfits, Reese. We're promoting silly outfits from them.
Do that because silly outfits, that's closer to heat stroke.
Yeah, because King had a time last year, right? Yeah, in a suit.
So,
yeah,
I'm not. I don't think we should be promoting that. So,
every participant gets a finisher's medal, a race shirt, free photos, and awesome gifts from Logan Services. The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. Sign up today at 971therace.com. This is a new way to do the transfer portal. So as you know, or may not know, because quite honestly, you go cross-eyed with all this stuff, there is no transfer portal for college football at the moment. There is not. Unless this. UCLA quarterback Carson Gordon is entering the transfer portal. Here's the kick. Gordon is entering as a track athlete, but intends to play football at his next school. He's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the country, ran a 4.28 40. Loophole?
Yeah.
Pretty good loophole. All of a sudden, I'm on the track team.
What is the track team transfer portal time?
Must be now.
Is there one?
It's got to be now. But what is stopping? I mean, you know how these things work. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So now we have somebody who, and this kid is a legitimate track athlete, but what's stopping anybody from being a track athlete?
Nothing.
Nothing. He's on football scholarship. And he runs track.
I think your earlier point to nobody paying attention to that, everybody's so tired of all this stuff.
I think they are, yeah.
And I think the general college football fan is like, let him transfer.
Yeah.
Was he a backup quarterback at UCLA?
Yeah.
So he'll go with that.
Well, he can do it because he's a legitimate track athlete.
Legitimate,
what I'm saying is, now that there is precedent for this, what is stopping anybody from doing it?
Nothing.
And then you're right back to ground zero with all this stuff.
So the track and field transfer portal opened today, and it closes Friday, June 26th. Now, I wonder, so where you said he was at USC?
UCLA.
Or UCLA. Was he was on the track team there?
Seemingly.
So I think you need to, prove that that's it. I would say if you're going to be in the transfer portal, you had to be on that track team, or you are getting a scholarship from this new school to come. I think those would be
All right. I don't know why this popped into my head, but okay, play along. My senior year of high school, and Reese, you've probably heard this story, Bake, I don't know if you have or not. My senior year of high school, the thing in our little town that was a big deal was the male athlete of the year. So up until my senior year, I did not win it. It usually went to seniors. Every once in a while it would go to juniors. But my senior year, I was in line to do it. Had some awards and accolades in football and basketball. And so I was certainly had the most of those two things. One of the criteria for being the male athlete of the year is you had to play 3 sports. Okay? Now, we didn't have high school baseball in Montana at that time. They do now, but we didn't. We had American Legion baseball is what you did if you were older. So the only spring sport was track and field. That's it. Well, I had never done track. So my basketball coach is the track coach. And I said, do I really have to do this? And he goes, yeah, you really need to be on the track team. And I said, oh, God. Really? Yep. So guess who was on the track team, who had the second most accolades in football and basketball heading into track season. My 2-year younger brother. My younger brother was in line to win Male Athlete of the Year in our little town because he did track. He was pretty good at it. Good long jumper, good high jumper, good in the 200. So if I don't go out for track, I don't get to win the award. Okay? So I go out for track. So I go to my basketball coach. Listen, I'm going to play in these all-star basketball games in the spring, but I'll run the meets and I'll do some practices. Practicing for me was essentially going to where they stored the high jump pad, the porta pit thing. I'd go in there with, well, we don't need to get into all that. So it comes time to do the meets. And I didn't want to do the meets. So I just faked injuries. Hamstrings, groins. And I think my coach kind of knew, my basketball coach kind of knew what I was up to a little bit. So it comes time to the district meet. And he goes, I go, do I got to do this? He goes, if you want that award, you got to do it. You have to compete in an event, or else you're not on the track team. Do you understand that? You're not going to let her, but you need to compete in an event or you are not on the track team. Fine. So I hadn't done anything, hadn't practiced anything. I'm like, I'm going to run the 100 meters because it's over quick, was my thought. So I go to run the 100 meters. I don't even have starting blocks. I'd never even come out of a starting block. I had no idea how to set them up. A buddy of mine from another town was there. I'm like, can I borrow? You got some blocks? He's like, he got them for me. I go, can you set these up? I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. So he set them up. This is a district meet, so the whole district is there. Pretty big crowd. And I get in the blocks to run the 100 meters. There's video evidence of this. I am the first, I would argue, make the case, that I'm the first human in the history of track and field who hit a wall in the 100. Gun goes off. I bust out of the blocks. Decent little start. Fellas, at 60 meters, I am gassed. I am flailing to the finish. I finished, I don't know, 10 or 11 spots. 10th, but should have been 60th. I was in the dust. Now, I ended up winning the thing because I ran the 100 meters. So on a technicality, I get it. So you're saying this guy's on the track team? Is he on the track team like I'm on the track team? Does that constitute it? Run one event and now you can get a portal? That's where my head goes on this stuff. Well, is how can you bend the rules to get what you want out of it?
And I get what you're saying. I guess is a track and field, and I said, like, if you're going to leave, like, if you have not participated on a track and field, like, really participated on a track and field team at your previous school, then you need to be getting a scholarship to transfer and go to that school. Is a track and field program going to give a scholarship to a football player just to appease the football team?
They damn sure will at most schools that football matters most.
Then you have your loophole.
There's your loophole. Now my brother ended up winning it the next 2 years, so he's fine. Worked out just fine. I can't have a sophomore winning that award. Couldn't do it. Thank God my basketball and football coaches were amenable to my little workaround. Jake Trotter in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
Planning to buy a home in 2026? Not sure where to start? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency can help. With a step-by-step homebuyer's guide and financial tools, the Ohio Housing Finance Agency can make homeownership part of your future. Eligible homebuyers may qualify for down payment assistance and reduced mortgage interest rates. To see if you qualify and to find a mortgage lender, visit myohiohome.org.
Cash, moolah, greenback toast, Grilla, chips, bread and mold, cheddar, butter, lute and scratch, find the lettuce, make a match, lettuce, gravy, Game on the back for $30. That's a wrap. There's many words for cash, no doubt, but there's only one $30 cash word. Check it out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's $30, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions of prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Let me introduce you to a man with a magnificent salt and pepper beard. A man who's currently roasting lamb on a spit. A man who runs the Rocky River Greek Festival. That man is Jake Trotter.
Indeed it is, and he joins on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. I'm going to say this with a question mark as if I'm Ron Burgundy. From your hometown?
I'm here in Oklahoma City, home of the defending NBA champions. Maybe we'll win another here. I'm getting nervous about this Spurs series. But, yeah, I'm at Devon Park right now getting ready for the opener of the 2026 Women's College World Series.
There is no chance that you're losing a Game 7 in that barn.
Well, I hope we don't even get to Game 7. I hope they take care of it tonight. But the way this series has gone, I assume it's going to Game 7. And Wembanyama is a problem.
He is. Well, you could make an argument right now, Jake, just bigger picture. You could make an argument right now that if he can stay healthy, and obviously Ohtani's already doing it, that we are seeing two unicorns at the same time in our life. I mean, there's never been anybody like him. Have you seen him in person?
I have not ever. I'm trying to think. No, I have never seen him in person. I mean, I've seen you think like Chet Holmgren and Evan Mobley are tall when you see them in person. But yeah, never seen Wembanyama in person. Never seen him play in person. It almost seems unfair.
Yeah.
Just like with Ohtani, it just seems unfair given how tall he is and all the things that he can do. And he's just scratching the surface in some ways, especially offensively. Like it's a win if you keep him from rolling to the basket offensively.
Yes. Yep.
And I think the Thunder done a good job tiring him out and dissuading him from doing that. But, he's had a couple games, Game 1 and Game 4, where he is just coming out, going to the basket on every play, and you can't stop it. Like, there's nothing you can do. It's going to be fun, these two teams. I think that there's a very good chance this could be, really fun rivalry in the NBA for years to come because they have young players. They've got ammo in terms of draft assets going forward to tweak the team. And, yeah, we haven't had like a great – when's the last time we had a great NBA rivalry? I mean, Warriors, Cavs a little bit, Warriors, Thunder a little bit.
They weren't in the same conference, though, so
right.
So they didn't play a lot, and you had to hope that they got to the finals healthy. But yeah, it's been a minute since we've had one like that. Probably, the one that jumps to my head, really old school, is like Bulls Pistons.
Well,
late
I was thinking 90s. Yeah, we grew up with like Knicks, Bulls, Pacers, Bulls, and then obviously Celtics, Lakers was the big one in the 80s. Pistons against the Celtics, and then Pistons against the Bulls.
Yeah.
A lot of these rivalries have been fleeting because, one team rises, another falls. But I just think with how young these teams are, how good they are already, they've got superstars, they're well coached. And, you look at the West, like who is challenging them in the West right now? Like I can't even find anybody who's on this level, maybe even the entire NBA. I think the Knicks have a chance to win the finals the way that they're playing. But, you were watching everybody else. You were watching the East Finals. The Cavs, they'd have gotten swept by either one of these teams.
Yes.
And I don't think there's anybody else in the NBA who would have won more than one or two against them in a playoff series. They're at a different level, and it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, really has been. Yeah, it feels like that's the championship. So you're at the Women's College World Series, which is in Oklahoma City, and we'll do some football stuff in a second. But when is the last time Oklahoma wasn't in the College World Series?
You got to go back to 20. All right, it's been a decade. Is it 2015 or 2016? I don't know for sure off the top of my head, but it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
It is really weird to not have them here. I mean, they have been a mainstay. Not only have they made it every year, I mean, they usually win the national championship, feels like every other year. And the strange part is they maybe had their most talented team this season. I mean, they had 5 gals hit 20 or more home runs. They had one hit 39 this year as a freshman. I mean, they are absolutely loaded. Maybe they weren't as good on the mound as they have been, but just in terms of top to bottom lineup, it was about as good as it got. And UCLA and Oklahoma were both setting, they both set the record for home runs in a season this year. UCLA obviously made it and might be the favorite right now, along with, maybe Alabama. And it's always hard to predict because without Oklahoma, it's up for grabs a little bit. Texas is going to be right there. They're experienced. But yeah, it is weird. Still packed here. I mean, it's
good.
There's no seats, but there's a lot of Oklahoma fans I've already seen that are here, and it's just kind of a thing they do every year. But it is weird. I mean, it is in terms of college sports. One team dominating it over the last 10 years. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find any team that's dominated their sport more than Oklahoma has dominated softball.
Well, and the crazy thing, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sort of aware of this. Isn't the best player from Nebraska, didn't she get off to maybe the best start in the history of softball and then transferred to Nebraska? Jordy Dahl, is that her name?
Yep, Jordy Ball. Yeah, she's Nebraska's here. The Big Ten has UCLA and Nebraska. Texas Tech is for the Big 12, and then everybody else is from the SEC. But yeah, Nebraska was the 4 seed. They had a terrific season, and that was a big transfer.
Yeah, so for our audience, I think she won, wasn't she National Player of the Year as a freshman and sophomore, and then transferred to Nebraska, gets hurt, and now she's in her final season of college athletics, and Nebraska finally gets there. So kind of a cool story there. If this is something you want to paratroop in on, Big Ten meetings.
Softball, you get a big time pitcher, you've got a chance. I mean, look at Texas Tech. They paid $1 million to get Nyjah Kennedy from Stanford, and they've been in the World Series twice in a row for the first time ever.
Yeah, it's kind of that simple, isn't it? We've seen that all the way back to the Jenny Finch days years ago. All right, we had Big Ten meetings out in Southern California. The marching orders were 24 teams. Our guy around here, Ryan Day, said, I'm not even sure if that's good for us or not, but he was willing to fight the good fight. Greg Sankey's down in Destin, and they're having their meetings, and a lot of his coaches seem to want the 24. There's a great quote from Mike Elko where he said, I want 40 because then I'll never be in a hot seat, which I thought was hilarious. Where do you think
he's saying the quiet part out loud? I mean, the
yes,
reason
he is, of course.
Want more is it helps jobs to build. Oh, I made the playoff. You can't fire me.
Right. Who wins?
I don't know. I think I feel like it's just going to be status quo. That's going to win out. If no one can agree, aren't they just going to go forward with what we've been doing?
Mm-hmm. That's my guess.
Know. I mean, I don't sense any momentum for anything right now. I wasn't in California for Big Ten, and I'm obviously not in SEC, but they're so far apart, and the suggestions are so all over the place that it just feels like we're a long ways away from anything changing.
Did you see this bill that's getting a little bit of movement here with the bipartisan bill and some of the restrictions and stuff they have on it? I went through it line by line, not the whole bill, but the highlights and, kind of poked holes which were there. And there's plenty of them in all of it. Some of it I think makes sense. Some of it I think is absolutely nonsensical and won't hold up at all. When you talk to the folks you talk to, and you're in one of the hotbeds right now, just a stone's throw from Norman, what do fans want most out of all of this?
Stability. I think everybody wants stability. What did you think? So I haven't read it line by line like you did. I mean, I saw the broad strokes, which I thought most of them seem pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
But what were the holes that you saw?
Well, to me, the biggest hole was so the two things that jumped out to me. I'm sorry, refreshing the rundown. I had these all kind of done in a certain way. The one thing that jumped out to me was you can't hire another coach while their season is still ongoing.
That's Lane clearly Kiffin rule.
Yeah, the Lane Kiffin rule. That's clearly written by somebody who has no idea the college football calendar.
Right.
What that would do, you would never fire a coach because you'd never have a recruiting class, you'd never have a portal class. So in order to do that, you first must fix the calendar. That's the first. That thing jumped out to me absolutely. The other thing that was really crazy to me was limiting athletes to transferring schools only one time without penalty. Jake, as you know, you can't do that unless you're going to apply that same rule to a student who wants to transfer schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
So both of those are non-starters for me.
The things that made sense to me is you got 5 years to play for.
Yep,
That eliminates some of this, like you've got guys, in their 8th year in college and, listen, you got 5 years to play for. That makes sense to me. Salary cap, I mean, at some point, like we're going to have to get there, but, it's hard to argue for a player's salary cap when these coaches' salaries are just out of control relative to what the players are getting. So that stuff as well. I mean, I don't, like you, I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. It's a bad sign when Congress has to solve your problems. It's not like exactly where you want to be, but alas.
No, and that's why to me, like, do one thing, right? I talked to Ryan about this, and the thing the number one thing he says is get the calendar right. So we can do that. Like, show some don't try to fix all of the messes, right, Jake? Yeah. Fix one.
Incremental steps.
Yes, fix one that's doable. So much of this stuff is so pie in the sky and so big that it'll just die on the vine, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you can't, like, just with the playoff, I mean, good luck getting everybody to agree on everything that's proposed. I mean, can you add a little bit of stability with the calendar? Okay, check. And then you can move on to some of the financials and the player movement and all that. I don't know. I've almost given up hope at this point. It feels hopeless.
If you want it to be back to what it was, yes, that's hopeless. And I mean, you're never going backwards. So that genie is out of the bottle, brother, and she ain't going back. Enjoy the hometown. Enjoy the Women's College World Series, and we'll talk to you soon.
Getting some onion burgers and some onion rings while I'm here, Bo.
Now, what's an onion burger? Give me an onion burger. What's an onion burger?
So you use a mandolin, you cut up some onions, throw them in the meat, you smash it down, little cheese, little mustard or ketchup. It's amazing. It's like our specialty here. That and fried okra. That's what you get in Oklahoma. Fried okra, onion burgers.
That onion burger thing hits me where I need to be hit right now, buddy. That sounds all right. Enjoy that.
Yeah. All right. I will. See you, buddy.
See you, pal. There he goes. Jake Trotter, senior college football reporter at ESPN on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Get you three things on a Thursday. Up next, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. Just freak the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Amazon Business. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. AmazonBusiness.com.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items. Then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
For 25 years, the Library of Congress Veterans History Project has collected and preserved the experiences of America's heroes. From original letters to oral histories, these first-hand accounts bring history to life, one voice at a time. With over 120,000 stories collected, each reveals the courage, sacrifice, and service of our veterans. But many remain untold. Help our nation reach 125,000. Share a story. Ensure a legacy. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
This is possibly the biggest Honda sale in Ohio.
Lindsay Honda's Trade-a-thon is on. Trade your car, truck, boat, or even motorcycle now. Drive a gas-sipping new 2026 Civic Hatchback Hybrid Sport Touring. A very low $279 a month. Or a new 2026 CRV Hybrid Trail Sport all-wheel drive. Just $369 a month. Do you want more for your trade? See Lindsay Honda now.
Trade-a-thon puts you in the driver's seat for less.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Leaky pipes, no hot water, issues with your sewer or drains? When plumbing problems strike, Logan Services is ready to help you out. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, and drain lines. Whether it's a surprise leak or an aging water tank, we'll give you an honest recommendation so you can take action fast. Don't wait. Schedule your free plumbing estimate now. Fast, friendly service you trust from Logan Services.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
We'll read your emails on the air,
But we won't tell you where to send them.
Hey, we're not doing all the work for you. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, race one of the poll today.
Daily Fan Poll sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub. It asks, are you rooting for John Tortorella and the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup Final? 58% say yes.
Yeah. You know, it'd be an interesting one is where would John Tortorella rank on if you did a list of most popular Central Ohio head coach bosses? I mean, would be behind the Buckeye football coaches.
If we're throwing out Ohio State football coaches.
Yeah, he'd be
and I
behind
think
all those.
Thad would be ultra popular as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think he's way up there. He's way up there. And he's probably top 5. Even if you consider Ohio State football coaches, he's probably in the top 5 or 6.
Oh, I don't know. He's not getting ahead of.
He's not more popular.
Tressel, Urban, Woody, Earl.
He's not more popular than Day.
Not more than Day, but I think Earl's. You know, how many of the kids out there are aware? Unfortunately, I mean that's starting to get a while back.
Yeah,
Tort's pretty popular. Pretty popular dude around here for sure. All right, time for 3 things on a Thursday.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, number 1 for me. Got an email from Justin. Hey, fellas, can we get a shout out to Max Arfston of the Columbus Crew. Congratulations for him making the World Cup roster. He made the USA World Cup roster, so congratulations to Max. That's incredible. When we get closer to that, and it's a big topic, and I want to make sure that we're properly educated on it, but a teaser for it is this. The last time we had the World Cup was 1994. From my vantage point, USA Soccer is no better now than they were then. And I want to know why. That's a big topic, but something to marinate, boys.
I think it's certainly worthy.
Think on it.
Certainly worthy of a greater discussion.
Max was actually in studio last week, I believe.
T-Bone and Tyvis.
With T-Bone and Tyvis. Nice
That's
dude.
awesome.
Got to meet him. Very nice.
Because I was going to say, in my lifetime, they've not been consistently competitive on a national stage.
They are the exact same now as they were in 94 from a Revolt standpoint. In 94, it was get out of the group stage. What's your expectation for the USA team this year? Get out of the group stage. That's it. There's nothing beyond that. Why? We were told in 94 that it was going to be a game changer. It was going to ignite USA Soccer. It hasn't.
So we're about 2 weeks out. So 2 weeks from tomorrow is their World Cup opener, Friday, June 12th. They're playing in Paraguay at the Los Angeles Stadium because you can't call it SoFi.
Oh, yeah.
And I just feel no excitement, or I don't see or hear any excitement but from FIFA World Cup and its sponsors for this event that's taking place in this country. Yeah. I wonder how that's going to translate.
No, I don't. There's not a lot of juice for it. I think that's fair.
First thing for me at the Hockey World Championships right now. Canada leads USA in the second period 2-0 of the quarterfinal. They're to the tournament part of this, so it's winner take all, loser go home. Jet Greaves, he is in goal. He's been perfect so far today for Canada. At the World Championships coming into today, he's 5-0. With a 160 goals against average and a 926 save percentage. He kind of wrestled the net away from Cam Talbot. All good signs, I believe, for the Columbus Blue Jackets. They may have found their goaltender of the future.
Yeah, and the present. Number two for me, speaking of the subject of soccer, I was unaware of this until yesterday. Brazil is playing Egypt June 6th in Cleveland. And Egypt is training at the Browns facility. Meaning there's a pretty damn good chance that I'm going to cross paths with Mo Salah, which is pretty cool.
You should have him on the show.
Would that be an A guest? We get Mo Salah on the program, boys?
Perfect.
So we get Mo Salah on the show.
So you saw my second thing with the Big Ten and their schedule or the kickoff time releases yesterday. The SEC did something similar. All the Power Four, Group of Five, all did something. Arkansas is going to be going to Utah week 2, taking on the Utes at 10:15 on ESPN. Then in week 3, they're going to have their SEC opener hosting Georgia at 11 o'clock Central Time. Their athletic director, Hunter Yurchek's not thrilled with that designation. In a post he had on social media yesterday, quote, "The assigned schedule will cost our student athletes nearly a full day of rest and recovery that they would otherwise have available to them. It's not simply competitive disadvantage. It is a genuine welfare issue for the young men who represent our program and contribute greatly to the bottom line of our television partners. I have formally requested the SEC and ESPN aggressively pursue an alternative solution for one or both kickoff times during these consecutive weeks."
Cue up Don Draper. That's what the money's for.
Sorry, Hunter.
Are those AM, PM, Reese?
Yes. PM in Salt Lake City, AM against Georgia.
So they play Big Noon, their version of Big Noon, and then they play 10 o'clock at night. That's a lot going on. That's a lot going on.
I would also tell him shut up and go talk to Sacramento State, I believe it is, or San Jose State and Eastern Michigan, who are playing week 0 on and then playing on a Friday the next week on a short week against teams that haven't played yet. Go pound sand, dude. Second thing for me, my car is going to go through a workout here in the next couple of weeks, starting today. As today I got to drive down to Sugar Grove to watch Division III softball regional semifinals. Then tomorrow I'm going to be heading out towards like Troy and Piqua to watch a Division III regional final. Then I've got a golf tournament Saturday down in Cincinnati and then Akron twice the next 2 weeks.
Jeez.
Hope the car is going to be okay.
Jeez, can we get you some sort of a car endorsement thing or something to drive around in, buddy?
You mean RCDRV?
Let's get something working on that. Finally, for me, a report from Beamsy on goat yoga. Quote, it was creepy. Yeah, fair. I bet it probably was, son.
I will just say this: goat yoga, not a thing I'd be interested in. Puppy and kitten yoga, maybe, but I don't think you're doing any yoga. I think you're just playing with the dogs and cats.
Yeah, probably fair.
Final thing for me, don't go anywhere. Rothman and Ice coming up next. They will have Dave Biddle on of Bucknuts at 12:30 and talk to Max Chadwick, the Preferred Walk-On podcast at 1:30.
You have that to look forward to, which is nice. We're back tomorrow. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.